Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. This is a different night here on the channel. It's going to be a different show, a different feel for obvious reasons. As you can see on the screen, we will be celebrating the life of Bray Wyatt. We also will be celebrating the life of Terry Funk, but we are going to get into whatever the WWE has to offer. We're here for the night, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks. We're going to do what we can to feel good and put a smile on your face. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a crazy night. Let's go. Memories. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. We are live. Like I said, folks, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White. That is my partner in crime, Mr. Big Nick. I guess you're not going to,
Well, I was going to say I am Big Nick. I normally have, more the gimmicks and, the catchphrases and everything, but this is just me being me. It's kind of no other way to be when everything's going on. I'm glad that SmackDown is doing a tribute show. It's really justified and it's really needed for a lot of us.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, folks. And thank you for being here tonight on a Friday night. I imagine anybody who tunes into this channel has an idea of what we're talking about. The groundswell and the overwhelming response to the tragedy of Bray's passing has been crazy. It's been all day. And I mean, going through our, it's Friday, we're going through the day, and then I would just open my phone, and within like 3 minutes of being on social media, I'm like, and there's so much that stings about everything about this, but we expected the WWE to do something. We're going to be here live, kind of going through it with you guys. Feel free to get in that chat. Make sure you let us know your favorite Bray Wyatt moments, matches, anything else.
Well, I was going to say we should still celebrate the man, because that's the thing. As much as we had moments that we saw that sting and everything like that, there's still, it reminded you of so many great moments. Like even when we were on here talking about it last night after stuff immediately happened, of all the fantastic moments that we've gotten with Bray and all the iterations we've gotten of him.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it for a bit last night, and I mean, a big thing that we talked about was his impact. I mean, 10 years or plus in the company or around the company, and he leaves this indelible mark, Nick, where like it's undeniable. We talked about it when he was away. He was away and he was still pushing merch better than most people. He was away and he was, accomplishing crazy interest, and he wasn't even stepping in the building.
That shows really that moniker of the Eater of Worlds truly fit, and like how the Fiend was supposed to be a force of nature, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, was a force of nature as far as a creative personality, as far as somebody really sticking to their guns of, no, this is what I want to do, this is the art, this is the story I want to tell, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, everybody, it's been resounding across the board coming out about, his creativity, his mind, how he put it all together, how he saw things. Unanimously, everybody kind of had the same vibe, the same feeling. And then, of course, there's the, just the person behind it all and what a great guy he was and how open he was. One of the first guys to greet people or make people feel welcome when they were new. And you saw, Big E talk about it. I mean, we saw how many names?
You had everybody talking about the hugs that he would give people backstage, his laugh, his willing to be just everybody's ear to fucking talk to.
Right.
And one thing that really stuck with me a bit of hearing Seth Rollins even saying of what Bray told him when Brody passed, of go and hug that baby girl. Now it rings almost truer than ever.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's crazy to look at what we got from Bray over the last year and a half in varying degrees, where he, he was able to create so much in the time that he was around. And I apologize, I kind of lost my train of thought
No,
there.
I was going to say, well, even like with our
Thank you.
intro that we had there, the one that we used when he was doing the
Yes.
whole like rabbit gimmick and everything, much like you said, of when he was still the biggest draw, the biggest attraction, the most talked about thing in pro wrestling. Even when he wasn't with a company, he wasn't signed, he wasn't anything involved in pro wrestling. He was just a former pro wrestler. And the way that he was able to create such a buzz and create such a mystery and have everybody out here, we were sleuths. We were all, Scooby-Doo and the gang for months on end, trying to figure out the White Rabbit.
No, and it was so compelling. It was so interesting. It was so different. And actually, I remember what I was going to say before, but even something as simple as the fireflies, it was such a crazy visual. It was such a different vibe, right? Like that whole place lit up, whether you loved them, hated them, whether it was your first show or your 100th show, you had your light out, and then you watch them transition into even making something like a Firefly Funhouse mean something. It wasn't just stupid. Yes, it was over the top. It was campy, but it was supposed to be, and he delivered. I mean,
Well, we all thought it was going to end up being that way, and I think we're very heavily influenced tonight by the Firefly Funhouse, me especially here. But yeah, he was able to take something that everybody was, I don't know if this is going to work, and then you just let it blossom and bloom and develop a bit more, and all the layers just play out perfectly.
Yeah, and it's a testament to him. And I mean, like you said, leading into the White Rabbit, and we have overlays, we have backgrounds, we have videos all dedicated just to Bray and what the White Rabbit is.
We argued for months about the breaking down visuals in video packages and everything.
No, we did. I mean, became like an absolute murder mystery. Like we wanted to know what was next. The QR codes we had, we're phoning friends. Did you get it? Who got it? Like, and again, I mean, it was something different. And then even going back through some of his moments, I know some people talked about what a great superstar he was, but questioned sometimes, well, what did he do in the ring? But if you go back, he had some really good matches with a lot of good names. I mean, even guys like Daniel Bryan getting in that ring. What he did with Cena was great. Looking back, you really see, and I think that's the biggest part of the disappointment with this is not seeing where it could have gone.
Well, it's so sudden. It's literally, we were talking about the potential of him coming back soon. To now, this is the news we got instead.
Right. I'm just going to get to some of the chat. Victor, welcome back. He said he found out at 3 a.m. this morning when he got home from work and still can't believe. Rest in peace. Yeah, I think that's how we all felt. Shock. I found out from the.
I was going to say, we all found out in different waves. Like people just found out. People found out when it happened. People found out, like you said, you literally were looking at our chat, and that's how you found out.
Yeah, here I was setting up an Impact stream in the chat, like 23 messages pre-show. What's going on?
Right.
I would have never guessed it, and then I just froze. Sat here frozen, and then spin it around and go talk about it. So yeah, crazy. But Rocco's back in the house. Hey, what's up? How you doing? He hopes Roman breaks character. I don't think it matters at all right now.
That's the thing is going back to why I'm so glad that they're doing a tribute show, and this is probably going to be tougher than it was last night. This is going to be like when they did the tribute show for Eddie, if not worse. And I say that in just tearjerker, but I lost my plot.
That's all right. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing? Says let him in. Gave you a like. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like. We are up over 100 tonight, so we appreciate the love. We appreciate everything. The fact that people tune in to listen to us when we're doing this, and when we talk about what we do here. I mean, we're talking about a guy right now in Bray Wyatt that astronomically inspiring. So Wilbur's back in the house. Ronnie's still crying. I know. I feel you, bro. Richard Jr.'s here. Who else we got? Matt's in the house. New name. Thank you for being here.
Well, and that's the thing is even we saw it with like last night to where we were debating amongst our group chat of do we go on and talk about this? Like, what do we say? Do we just kind of just talk and have an open powwow? To where we had all of us on here.
Yeah.
It just, I think the best remedy at times with shit like this is just to talk about it and just to not know that you're not alone in this.
Yeah, and I think we always talk about it in times of tragedy and times like this where sometimes it sadly takes something tragic to bring everybody together. Right now we're not talking about backstage rumors. We're not talking about who's disagreeing with who or who doesn't get along.
Will Edge sign with AEW?
Yeah.
What's going to happen at All In? That's all on the back burner.
Right. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Thank you. Greetings from Germany. Welcome. We're international.
Oh, I was going to go into a thing.
What's up, everybody? Do it.
No.
It's really this is really hard. Is this really happening? Still hard to comprehend. I put two sentences together.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I've literally I said it to pretty much anybody that I was talking to about it last night. I was still in shock of literally my brain could not comprehend that this was real. Like that I thought I was having a lucid dream, or this was like, I think CJ said it in our chat that or our video that it was all just an angle or something like that.
Yeah, I think somebody in one of our chats said something akin to, and I kind of agreed with it, where it sounded ridiculous, but you were like, you almost want the show to come on tonight and the lights go out and the lights come back on and he's standing in the middle of the ring with that, that evil laugh and go, oh, okay, it was a work. Fuck you, but it was a work. Thank God.
I was going to say, honestly, I know that's such a, I feel so convoluted to say it. I was saying that of like, on one hand, if it happened, I may have a heart attack.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, my heart breaks knowing that might not happen.
Yeah. I mean, the reality of the situation is absolutely heartbreaking. But as that, that hope, and again, not even about the wrestling, just about the man and wishing it wasn't true. And as you see the ticker go across the bottom, I mean, I quoted him because they were beautiful words. And a lot of times when we do what we do and people say, you cover wrestling, like you go on YouTube, talk about wrestling, but he explains it so eloquently and so perfectly. And you could see where his passion lies and how
I was going to say, I have the tweet that a lot of people were sending around pulled up if we want to talk about that. But I did want to just mention Maggie, shout out. Thank you very much for the super chat. Sending love and positivity and strength to get you guys through the show. I appreciate
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry,
and no, I was just going to say, and that it's one thing that you and I even just one-on-one talked about today of Bray's a year older than me.
Yep.
We're both kind of Husky Harris dudes. I just had the May 19th, like a month ago, heart issues and everything like that running my family. It's such a hit so close to home type of thing. I think that's why this is so impactful on a lot of people.
Absolutely. I mean, again, you think you are bulletproof as you go through life. You feel pretty confident, and then every once in a while the world kind of corrects you a little bit, and then you see something like this and you're reminded of, one day he was laughing and living his dream, and the next it was gone. And that's a sad reality to this. So we talk about it all the time. We do, when you and I are together, when we're on the street, we put it out there a lot about, live the moment, live for today, do what you got to do, find a way to be happy. All this bickering and fighting and negativity, put it to bed. Who gives a shit? Really, is it worth it? Do you really care that some person you're never going to meet on the other side of the country doesn't agree with you about who your favorite wrestler is or what the best match of WrestleMania 19 was? Nah, let's just get along.
Tomorrow isn't guaranteed to anybody.
Nope. What's up, Joe Panther Variety Show? Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Is your theme song dun dun dun?
Right, should be.
Sorry.
The Joe the Panther guy.
Right.
What's up, Kevin? How you doing? Welcome back. If I missed you, remember, folks, we do have the super chat and the super stickers if you want to stand out, or you could just become a member and stand out that way as well. The chat has been getting more and more hectic night in and night out. We do our best to click on 100% of the messages, but it can't be promised. Just like tomorrow.
Right. No guarantees.
What's up, Bash? Put Bray
Oh.
with the right person, and he's pretty good. It's just sad how young he was.
I think Bray was just good on his own. Bray could turn chicken shit into chicken salad pretty easily, I feel.
Yeah, no, I think so. And again, we were very critical of the Mountain Dew stuff, but sometimes he didn't have to say that. I'm sure he wasn't thrilled about, like, wait, I came back and you put me in a glow in the dark match? Shit.
Well, I think that's part of even too, because I think it was Rob Font, who's was their director of long-term storytelling, who specifically was involved with Bray, put out a tweet saying how tonight's going to be special.
Yeah,
I think we're going to really beyond that. I think we're going to really get to see a lot of what Wyndham or Bray really wanted to have his vision be. Because this man, to me, he brought horror movies to an extent to pro wrestling. He did the kind of first cinematic matches before lockdown. We were having, the swamp matches. We were having, the Wyatt compound matches, the House of Horrors matches.
No, you're completely right, man. And it can't go without saying. And I mean that he leaves a void of, well, who, right? Like we talk about the up and comers like a Gacy, but I mean, you'll never have another Bray Wyatt. And that's, I think, of what a lot of us realize today. And it hits hard of, that magic, that ability is no longer with us. And it's super sad. I do want to quickly say before we will catch up on the chat. I know where we are. But I was going to send you a message earlier today because I do not want to overlook the fact that the day before Bray Wyatt passed away, Terry Funk passed away as well. And the man was a legend, another person that is so highly spoken of in the wrestling world. You talked fondly of him as far as your young memories.
That's the thing, is this is hitting back to back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to fully cut you off there. I took a
no, it was like
time there. But no, Terry Funk to me, because I even still remember Barely Legal, 98 with ECW. That was one of the first kind of shows of theirs that I saw, and holy shit, it's a pay-per-view. And who's this Terry Funk guy that already looks like he's in his mid to late 50s out here helicoptering with a ladder stuck on his head and everything. And then you hear everything that comes out afterwards. And then I guess just being that inquisitive mind of a wrestling fan, you start to dig a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. And then you find, the exploding ring matches with Onita. And you go and find how he's arguably one of Ric Flair's best feuds throughout the territories and everything. This man has done everything. And let's not forget he was in Roadhouse.
Absolutely. No, you're bang on with that. I mean, I talked about as a kid, he stood out to me because I was young, and I mean, there's a dude with a branding iron. I was like, does that hurt? Like, what is that shit? But the same thing. I mean, I thought it was cool when I saw Roadhouse as a wee KJ, and I recognized the wrestler. Hey, that's a wrestler, dude. Like, you didn't see that a lot, right? Like,
now, did you recognize him as Chainsaw Charlie?
Yeah, that was awesome because I knew of him through like the ECW days and stuff, right?
Well, that's the thing, is
when he first came out, I was like,
well, it's even like with Bray, to make this comparable, especially with them unfortunately passing within such close proximity. But there's so many different iterations and variations of who Terry Funk is, who Wyndham Rotunda is. You still have a lot of people know Terry Funk as the guy who got chokeslammed in the Hell in the Cell ring, and Mick Foley woke up to wire his shoes in the ring and shit like that. There's a lot of people who found out about Terry Funk because of Chainsaw Charlie. There's guys like you and I that found out about Terry Funk because of ECW.
Yep.
And so on and so on and so forth. And you go through, he's wrestling's folk hero. Sorry.
He is. He's like the Willie Nelson of wrestling.
I literally thought that, and I didn't want to fully sound like a stoner saying that.
And I don't mean this in any, like, I don't know if this makes sense, but it kind of played out in my head. But even in death, here is Terry Funk letting the younger star kind of go over in the moment. Like he's,
Still
subtly,
going out looking at the lights.
yeah, kind of, you know what I mean? Like he passes away, he's the news, and then this hits and it kind of overshadows it. And I mean that in no disrespect, it's just time and place. But
Right.
that's kind of how Terry would want it, of like, no, I put the shine on the other guy. And everyone talked about how, like, we talked about it with Bray, like
And
being
is it
opening
fitting
and
that it's a
welcoming.
guy with the last name Rotunda and the first name Wyndham
What are the odds?
that has the lineage back to that? Because that's the
Mhm.
thing a lot of people also forget is not only is Bray just a fantastic character, he's also a second generation
Yeah.
talent. And it finally dawned on us last night too of imagine Bo right now.
Yeah. We talked about
I
that when
saw
we
the
were,
tweet from Alexis, her video about it because she couldn't make
yeah.
it there for this.
Yes. I was wondering if she was going to try, but her video was very touching. But I mean, dude, the same thing we talked about with Mark Briscoe as well, right? Like,
Mm.
man, like it can't, it's not enviable position. But I mean, again, you try and take the silver lining of the last time they were in the ring together. They got thank you Bray chance. They took out Hit Row. Um, not so bad of a moment. And we'll see. I hope they do something with Bo. I hope they don't give up on Bo because Bray's not around. I hope they give Bo a chance. I
Could
believe.
he
I have believed.
You
Become,
believe? Could he pick up? Well, I say pick up the mantle, not become, but pick up the mantle.
be very interesting if he kind of like
If
tries.
they invest fully more, if they go with the
Mhm.
Uncle Howdy character,
It'd be interesting if they kind of kept pushing like that narrative.
I
I'm
feel like
curious.
though, how do you have them lose like that? It's
I don't think you can for a while at minimum.
ever, 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 ever.
Mhm. Thoughts. Larry Mack, welcome back. Damian, welcome back. Almighty Black Adams in the house. Brandon the Runer. Would you two like to know the new how Terry Funk passed away? Let me know. And Roman is dropping the blue title tonight on Remembering Bray. Interesting. Interesting.
That would be really interesting because I know we talked about it last night of the idea of if Bray was the one to take it off of Roman
Yeah.
and everything, just because it would be fait accompli because that's how we want it. But that would be, I'm not gonna lie, that would be a really significant moment, I feel.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's going to be a lot of gestures in that vein. And I mean, that would be, kudos. Nathan's back in the house, feeling the same way a lot of us do. Once again, thank you, Maggie. We appreciate that. Reminder to everybody, if you feel like we missed your chat, make sure you stand out, make sure you get noticed, and we appreciate all the love.
I was
Tony's
gonna
Dark
say,
Knight back in the
I
house.
was just gonna say, trust me, I'm not pink eyed because of the vitamins. It's because I've ugly cried a few times.
Right? That's it. Well, call
Or
him
both.
A,
Both
call him
is a
B.
possible.
Right?
You
But
never know.
we'll remind everyone we are about 6 minutes away from the start of SmackDown. The rumor is Triple H will be starting the show, and
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
that's I did read that.
Fair enough.
No, I
That's
can't
fine. If
confirm
you
it.
have seen that, I just haven't.
Uh,
And it would be fitting because, like we said yesterday,
mhm.
I like that Triple H was the one who broke it. It wasn't
Absolutely.
respectfully, it wasn't SRS, it
Mhm.
wasn't Dave LaGreca, it wasn't
Meltzer.
PW Insider, it wasn't Dave Meltzer. It was
Mhm.
strictly from Triple H. It was from the company.
Right. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And we will let everyone know who's here now as we head in towards this. There will be some moments where we're just sitting back and taking in the moment. So bear with us tonight. Roll with us tonight. We're going to talk all about it. And again, it won't be all, it won't all be tears and sadness. Whether there's going to be some happy in here and some reasons to celebrate and smile and remember a great wrestler, a great guy, a great father,
Oh, I
a
figure I
great
got
man.
probably some questions lined up per commercial break here of, what
Right.
about this? What about that?
Yeah, no shit. Bash. I saw Natty tweet, and it was really got me. How she was talking about going trick or treating with him and their dads as kids. Imagine the knock comes to the door. It's young Bray Wyatt, young Natty, who at that point don't matter.
Yeah, you have
But
no idea.
it's Jim and Window, like Cowboys with
Shit, I'm gonna get tapped out and I owe back taxes.
right. You better start scooping some candy into those
Well,
bags.
right.
Kevin. Christopher's, yeah, again, feeling everyone's kind of resonating. Steve O, welcome back. Sad to hear about Bray. I still have the Wyatt family shirt that says we're here. My doctor would say, who are these guys? Oh, King Jordan's back in the house. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Still sad. James is in the house. Lots of people. Lots of people.
Right. I was going to say,
here. Oh, good.
We got Mr. Wario. Well, then
there
we got Mouthing Off with Mike Wrestling Podcast. I love the outfit, Nick, and the background, fellas. Beautiful tribute by you guys.
Thank you.
Well, and that's like what we were talking before we went live of like, this is a rough one. But still just do what we do and still celebrate the man versus feel sorry for ourselves because he's not here. Embrace what we saw of Bray.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, it's always one of the trickier things when you do live coverage. And again, like we talked about with his words and such, I mean, you get invested. You feel like the individuals more than just watching some movie or some TV show. It's a different vibe, but it's a different feel. You connect. So again, there's that hurt, there's that disappointment. But I mean, it is what it is. The best thing we can do is come out and talk about it, celebrate him, remember him, and keep on. He loved wrestling. We love wrestling. That's why we do what we do. And that's why, we see 50 people hanging around tonight.
Well, can I then just,
yes,
I got to segue, I'll read his tweet as we're 3 minutes away. The one that's been really circulating around and everything that talks poetically and beautifully about wrestling. Wrestling is not a love story. It's a fairy tale for masochists, a comedy for people who criticize punchlines, a fantasy most can't understand, a spectacle no one can deny. Lines are blurred, heroes are villains, budgets are cut, business is business. But it can also be a land where dead men walk, where honor makes you elite, where demons run for office, and rock bottom is a reason to rejoice. Woo! It's an escape. A reason to point the blame at anyone but yourself for 2 to 3 hours. An excuse to be a kid again, and nothing matters except the moment we are in. Wrestling is not a love story. It's much more. Too fast. It's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap, for better or for worse.
It's beautiful, man. It's perfect. And that little, like the little part in, just past the middle about, like where dead men walk and,
100%.
Great sequence. I will say we are about to kick off the show, folks. I'm in the final commercial break, heading into the start of SmackDown. Once again, thank you for being here. We cover more live wrestling than any other channel out there. So if you haven't hit like or subscribe yet, please do so. And I assure you, there's happier days ahead for all of us.
Absolutely.
And a crazy weekend ahead.
It's such a juxtaposition to go from this to All In, which we've talked about, and I'm sure everyone can agree. If 90,000 plus people or however many are attending All In sing, he's got the whole world in his hands. I mean, it's going to be the quietest moment on this channel. You could hear a mouse fart with how quiet we are. Just listen to that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be remarkable. We saw Jericho had a group at his little shindig last night get into it. So I bag on Jericho, but that was a solid move, and it was cool to see. So 90,000 singing. Dude, watching the replays of them singing it broke me. So it's tough.
You know what I just realized, and I feel like we all might have just missed. This is still going to have a live audience. This isn't the Thunderdome. So we're going to still get a moment like that tonight.
Yeah. And there's going to be, imagine being live in that building tonight.
Oh, 100%. As I'm getting then right now.
You are slightly ahead of me if you just pause.
Let me know. I'm at the tail end of now. Let me know when you got now. How now, brown cow?
Now.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting off the show. We're going to call it, again, if we go a little quiet, we'll keep you posted, but We will get to the chat messages as much as we can, but this is all about Bray Wyatt. You know, yowie wowie. One more time, guys.
100%. JV, what up? As we get in memory of Terry Funk and in memory of Wyndham Rotunda and Bray Wyatt.
Crazy. Everybody's on the stage to open the show.
Well, and we've got Eric Redbeard there as well. We've
Yeah.
got, that makes me so happy already that he's there. That's the first person I noticed. And I'm so
right away.
glad.
They got Terry Funk on the screen. They got Bray on the screen as well. The Fireflies.
And it's nothing but Fireflies.
Michael Cole.
I was going to say, don't let me hear Kevin Patrick tonight. Don't let me hear Kevin Patrick tonight. Bray Wyatt.
There's Cody.
And Braun's there too, by the way. I just realized because my mic,
Braun and Cody.
My mic arm's in the way. I realized Braun's there.
Mm-hmm.
Michael PSA is still looking like Willy Wonka. Ten bell salute, man. Moment of silence. So.
Big pop from the crowd coming out of the 10 seconds. And we're off and running, folks. So we're going to spend the night honoring these two men. And here come the video package. The Fireflies are back out.
Right.
Crazy, man. One of my favorite things about Bray, and it sounds so silly and simple.
No, but it works so well. I told you earlier, I would at work and dealing with rocking chairs and everything. And you instantly connect it to Bray. Same thing with like lanterns. If I could manage to do it on stream of do the, we're here and cut to the intro video.
Right. He's got the whole
world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. Like, I get everybody knows that it's initially it was a callback to Point Place and everything, or Point Break or whatever. Yeah. But he made this so much more than that. Wait, what?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yo, what's up, Resident? Redbeard is there. Yep.
You almost forget Randy Orton was part of the Wyatt family.
It's nice that Redbeard's there. It really is. It really is. John, good to see you.
That really made me really happy to see. Even I know Braun's there too. I found that out, but that they brought Redbeard in there too. And fuck off with this fucking AEW WWE shit for all that, because the fact that he's there, just amazing.
Yowie wowie. Dude, it's crazy, dude.
And there were so many different variations and everything was still captivating. Like, that's really unprecedented for a lot of people. I still stand by. I'm so happy he got the moment with Taker.
Yeah, and then you know what? The way his career kind of ends up winding down, the moment when he returned and he got to be himself and kind of give that promo that he did, and again, you can say what you want, but you look back at some of the things he said, and they hit so different now that this has played out the way it did.
Oh, 100%. And they end with the shot of him with the custom belt and everything, and they're showing the Wyatt family
him and Howdy
back. Well, and they're even specifically pointing out
There's
the
Bo
blue
and his
belt.
dad. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Can't do that part. Him with the kids is the hard part. My guy.
That's the thing, is because it's still, yes, it's Bray Wyatt, but it's still Wyndham Rotunda.
It's just your heart breaks for those little ones.
I know I probably sound like a fucking mark or whatever, but I applaud WWE that they're doing all their merch sales and everything are going to his family. They
Absolutely,
circumvented the entire show for him.
As they should. Oh, fuck.
Don't worry, I got the tissue box on standby, by the way.
Yeah, right. I'm with you. It's the onions. I had some onions.
Right. It's the fucking layers, man.
It's the layers.
It's the layers.
Against us.
Where's Alexis with the goddamn layers in the swamp?
What's up, Bear? How you doing, Edward? We will get to this. He
still has the whole world in his hands.
The video package for Bray, sorry, Nick, but it's just wrapping up. Everyone's on their feet. Everyone's clapping. Everyone's... There it is.
Oh,
so now the crowd starts singing. He's got the whole world.
Like I said, the sign that said he still has the whole world in his hands broke me.
Right? Big bastard onions. Yeah, I'm with you. And there's the rocking chair.
And they just close in on it.
All right. So that's the start of the show, ladies and gentlemen. And
who's cutting onions around here?
Right. That's how you shut down two burly talkative dudes. Is just
right.
Hit them right in the chest. For me, dude, what a beautiful tribute. Again, the same thing with Jay Briscoe. To me, there's that added level of, you know, you see him combing his little girl's hair and you see him, you know, being a dad. There's nothing like it. And that's so heartbreaking for those kids and for him. So
100%.
It kills me, bro.
Oh, trust me, like I said. And no, you're good, because trust me, I've been trying not to ugly cry. And that's even a fun little cliff note there, too. That's a nice little Easter egg of I just happened to up in one day when we were dealing around the White Rabbit and everything like that. So where if one of us is not on stream or whatever, like if we're backstage or whatever, normally just be a figure and, you know, just a regular person shape and everything, and we switched it to where it's the Fiend and everything, and it just works perfectly. But yeah, that's just as well. It's one of those, as fucked up as it is to say. I'm glad, as weird as it's going to say right now, as I'm glad it happened in the WWE, because they're going to do everything they fucking can. Like I said, this is 100% just Eddie vibes. This is 100%.
Don't get me, don't forget. I mean, what they did for Brody.
I'm not.
So I mean
that at all.
Yeah,
but it's that weird thing of, because as much as we're, you know, blubbering babies out here because of
babbling Brooke,
forget everything with Jay, with Brody, all of that. Yeah.
Right. But no, an absolute feel like a babbling brook. What can you say?
Well, no, and I will say this. That Larry said, and I'll flip through some of these comments. Here's where
every day of the week, bro.
Real men cry. Let it out. It's healthier. 100%. If you don't know this channel because of wrestling, then you are going to know it because we advocate for men's mental health and everything.
100%, man,
across the board.
Listen, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. If that's not sad to you, get your head checked. I'm gonna cry when it's sad, and this is sad as shit.
I was gonna say, I'm out here
I got no qualms about me
Trying to
here,
keep it together now. We gonna keep it together now.
right? I'm more concerned about
Bear,
having
what
a
up?
TV on screen.
Right. Joe Black, real classy of you, Daniel. I don't know what Daniel said.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Hagen, what up? I'm balling right now. What did Daniel say? Anyways, moving on.
Was it my turn to watch him?
I was gonna say, who gives a shit? Rest in peace. Oh, don't cry, KJ and Nick. We'll try. We're trying to keep it together for y'all.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Just someone's around me chopping onions. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's the vitamins.
Again, it's just you see the overwhelming emotion and you feel it. The crowd's chanting. When they started singing, it was over, guys. And again, for me, there's certain parts of that clip that just hit, and it's man,
that just shows the impact though that he had. I know he came back and sat there and had the whole promo about, he worried that nothing he ever did mattered,
right?
And everything. And if this isn't proof positive that everything that man did mattered, I don't know what is.
Right. And if that's not bad enough, we come out of commercial break for yet another tribute package to the wonderful, amazing legend that is Terry Funk. So, all right, folks, we're going to try and keep our shit together as possible.
I was going to say, the man who gave everything to pro wrestling. There is not a man, a human being that I think that gave back more to pro wrestling than Terry Funk.
He's on some people's Mount Rushmore,
understandably,
right?
That's the thing is this is literally just nothing but I'm Ron Burgundy in a glass case of emotion tonight.
I was doing so well.
Right, well, yeah, it's the Friday Night Vapors.
The Friday Night Vapors.
Chris, what up, my guy?
Okay, so we are getting a match. So
okay, this is gonna be interesting.
We're opening with Rey Mysterio.
Res Evil, what up? If that chair would have moved even an inch, I would have been spooked.
I thought they might give it a little
rope tug there.
Yeah, a little tug, but
or what if you ended with? I don't know if it would have been the right time if you just had his laugh or something echo throughout the arena.
See, that's always a tricky one, right? Because then you're like, I don't know, like
that's why I'm like, does it too much?
Maybe I don't know. For me, I think it would be crazy good.
I think it worked better though, letting the moment just sit there. Sometimes you need to let some shit just hang in the air.
Yeah, Scott feeling it too, man. Listen, we're with you. Join the Tissue Club. Good evening.
I got the box. I got the box for us all. I got the box. The box.
Yeah, Brandon feeling it too. Welcome. Yeah, look, Ray came out without his belt because it's not about the belt tonight. They're just putting on matches. There's no storyline. This is a spot booking night, as far as I understand it.
Well, they've even got the arm bracelet that has TF and BW on it. But it's almost one of those. I know it's such an interesting thing, but do you almost even have matches?
Sorry, say that last part.
I was saying, like, do you even have matches tonight, or do you just like replay old matches?
No, I think you have a live crowd there, and you do it in honor of your fallen soldier. The show must go on. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. Now, again, they don't want to dive into like heavy storyline, and I get that. So they're going to put on a show, and we'll see.
Right. Victor saying raise our man. Scott saying wrestling has forever changed. Yes, it has. You think Uncle Howdy will pay his tribute? We'll see.
That would be outstanding. That's how the night should end. Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy and Braun Strowman in the ring.
You have Rowan out there with the thank you brother or the sign that he had with Brody Lee.
Right. And we talk about friends and family that are hurt by this. I mean, look at poor Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman. Like, it wasn't that long ago. Like you said, Rowan's at AEW with a sign over his head saying he's going to miss his buddy. And here he is tonight doing it again.
Right. Mike saying it's been a tough week. Will they allow Rowan to wrestle tonight? That's an interesting question. I thought that idea before you said that, Small Mark.
I love the idea. And fuck, you know what? Sign him. we're all feeling a little, a little sentimental right now. Bring him back. Rowan's awesome. I don't know why he's not there.
Yes, but still, I hate to say it this way, but you're booking it on sentimental of like, when does he lose? Like, when do you write it, pure sympathy, or do you write it
For a
as
while.
based on
I mean,
him?
eventually that wears out, unfortunately, right? Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, no, and I mean, separate from Bray, I was hoping that Rowan was coming back. I was really hopeful that he was a part of whatever the future of Bray Wyatt was going to be.
That is, well, we can get into, speaking of it, Grayson Waller, a lot of people thought was going to be the buzzard when we thought we were going to still have
Right.
live Firefly Funhouse puppets. But
You know what? Now that I do want to know, I mean, part of the story is I want to know what the real plan was. Is it true that Eric Young or the Mike Bennett or Taven were going to be a part of some new family? Vincent Dutch. What were they going to do? I want to know what the truth is.
Do we potentially find that out tonight?
I don't know.
Maybe. But we've got Rey Mysterio and Grayson Waller going on right now.
And we will take a prediction, guys. If you want to throw a prediction in, have a little fun with it. Keep our spirits up and keep our chin up. Let us know who you think is going to win between Ray and Waller.
Who do you got?
Somebody already did. There you go.
What?
What?
Well, I asked you who you had.
Oh, who do I have? I'm going to go Ray as well. I think it's the babyface night.
Yeah, babyface has kind of got to go over it tonight, I feel. Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit. I'm crying again. Rey Mysterio for the win. A great way to celebrate Bray's life is to put on a great wrestling show in his name. Amen, brother. Amen.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that's why it would have been hard if we I would have loved to see Io defend her title. And we still don't know what we would have gotten with Jimmy Uso and everything. But at this point in time,
it doesn't matter.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't give a shit.
Right? Yeah, what can you do? And kudos to them for being caring enough to do it right.
Right.
Ray wins.
Oh
yeah, a couple people asking where's his title. I guess because maybe he just forgot it, got caught up in the moment. He was having
maybe he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and I mean, we know a lot of this is a little ad hoc at this point, right?
Oh, yeah. Hurricane Rana into the barricade, as I'm sure we're probably cutting to commercial break here.
Yes, we heard Kevin Patrick's octave come up a little bit, but not much.
Oh, you heard it? You must have,
slightly.
Yeah, you might be able to hear them dog whistles and everything if you heard Kevin.
Yeah, but folks, we are in a commercial break. We are rolling through all the action. We will be rolling with you tonight. We'll keep you up to date on everything that's happening here. Plus, we'll kind of fill you in on the happenings as far as it pertains to Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. And again, an emotional start to the show. Very heavy for obvious reasons, but Rey Mysterio's taking on Waller, and we'll see. The whole night's kind of a mystery right now, so I'm really curious to see how the next little bit plays out.
Well, I'll ask this as we're in a commercial break and everything like that, and this is a celebration of Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk and everything. A little bit more Bray Wyatt. What is your, and I can ask the chat too as well, what is your favorite Bray Wyatt feud? Not character, not gimmick, but his feud. Him versus a singular wrestler.
You know what? I thought about this a lot today. It was really tough for me because I thought he had some really good ones. I really loved what happened with him and Randy.
Okay.
And I know that's off the beaten path a little bit.
That's what I hadn't fully considered. So, okay.
But I really like the Randy. I mean, I know how it eventually ends. But when Randy set, when Randy set everything on fire and such, it was going well. What was the other one that I really liked? I liked him and Daniel Bryan for a while, and their match.
That's what I thought about. I thought about that one.
What do you got?
Well, I'll say what I thought about and halfway kind of almost considered, and then I realized the Hell in a Cell match of him versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
I think was pretty well. My personal favorite is John Cena.
Him and John, yeah. That's a good one.
Because that was him trying to be the Undertaker going at Hulk Hogan type of deal of I'm going to corrupt you, John. And that's where we got the children's choir saying he's got the whole world. And we had the Firefly Funhouse match as well.
Yeah, they end up having that match. That's a very good point. I mean, maybe a little underrated, sometimes overlooked. But and the ending of that match, with the cage match, where the lights go out and it's the little boy singing, John Cena wobbles back in and gets hit with the Sister Abigail. I mean, like what the hell? What the hell?
It went over. I don't want to say generations, but it happened and then it came back.
Did anybody see? I actually did not see Bo Dallas. So if anybody fact checker out there can confirm or deny his presence,
I think they would have made sure that you saw Bo there.
Yeah,
unless Bo specifically asked of like, don't put me on fucking camera.
Maybe, or he couldn't, be with the family right now. Maybe, but you saw where Redbeard was, right?
I was gonna say you saw where he was. You saw where Strowman was. You don't. At this point, that would be, to me, a huge ask for Bo to be there. I know it's even a huge ask of him if he showed up and just talked about it right now is a huge ask. Him to be out there on stage with all of that happening is a huge ask.
Yep. SmackDown scrapped all plans for tonight. Yes, that is everything's in honor of Bray Wyatt this evening and Terry Funk. So we're just going to get matches. We're going to get memories. We're going to get a lot of different things tonight, but we're not going to get the show that they were planning. I don't even know. Was either Uso on the stage? I didn't see them.
I don't know. And as I've got Waller with an elbow, yeah, right now we're not getting the show that they had planned or anything like that. We're getting the show that we need and that the show that we, I don't want to say deserve, but this is, I think, what we need right now. Even like we had talked about before of call an action for a match and everything coming off of all of this. Right. And how much do we go into that and everything? You still need to, it just helps get it through everything. Yeah. It's a distraction. It's a much needed distraction.
Right. And you know what? I actually really, really liked Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I think the WWE dropped the ball on that whole concept. I think it was going really well. And they
well, are you saying the feud or the tag team?
Both.
I think the tag team
they didn't do the feud well.
The Leader of Worlds was a hell of a tag team.
Awesome. And that was when Matt Hardy was funny, man. He would make me laugh.
When you actually believed in, the whole broken gimmick and everything. Him versus Dean Ambrose was decent. Debatable.
Right.
When we got AR Bray.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cena vs. Wyatt was my first Mania. Heck, Legacy by Eminem was the song for the match. There you go.
There you go.
What's I think we clicked the same one. There you go.
Emo Girl, if you are one. What up, KJ and Big Nick? This week is hitting me hard with childhood hero Bray Wyatt passing away yesterday.
Absolutely. And again, just in case we haven't said enough, it's huge thoughts and prayers to JoJo, to the family, to his kids, to everybody and anybody feeling this right now. I saw some really amazing, personal posts that people had put up with stories about Bray, and it was really endearing, especially very caring of people struggling with mental health. He was very dialed in and cognizant of that, and it was really touching.
I was gonna say maybe I'll save it for a commercial, whatever, 2 count or maybe even a 1 count. But yeah, as someone who struggles with that, and I know you and I do, and we've talked about that and everything, of him being at the kind of forefront with stuff like that, and not shying away from it and everything. 100% of it just shows how much of he was an inspiration, whether it was what he did creatively, what he did in the ring, what he did outside the ring, whether it was him as a person, whether it was him as a character, impacted everybody.
Right. No, you're completely right. Waller gets a 2 count. A really good match. A nice back and forth match, considering we're in a bit of
We're
a blizzard.
still on the way to Payback, which is at the start of next month here. About it's a
Right.
week away.
Yep. What's up? John's in the house. Hagen's in the house. Rocco. We saw already. Ryan Clark, welcome from England. There you go. Germany, England, the States, Canada.
I'm internationally known.
All right.
We're dialing up
Well,
619. We're making an international call as we've got
yeah,
A-Town coming out right now.
yeah, A-Town coming out. Interesting.
Like I said, there's still it's still tying into Payback.
Yeah, Damien, I agree with you on that.
Roll up. 2 count, 2 count. Oh, that was a painful ass looking crossbody there between Waller and Rage, where they both caught the worst of it.
Right. Oh, Escobar to the rescue.
Here I come to save the day. Oh,
Broken Matt is one of the dumbest gimmicks ever, to each their own. And I know wrestling had plenty of over the top and outlandish stuff over the years, but he was just awful. He made me laugh. I just didn't take him serious. That's all. Especially the WWE version.
I was gonna say, you're each entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, well. By the way, did the ref not see everything?
Nothing
with Santos. So
there
should have been a DQ. Stupid ass finisher from Waller gets counted into a 619. We're making international calls out here. We're calling Germany. We're calling the UK.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. He won with the frog splashy thing.
Well, dropping a dime.
Yeah, I know.
It's not the frog splash. Just
it wasn't the West Coast
kid off a fucking water park slide.
Wee.
Right.
Lots of mistakes made with Bray from a booking perspective for years. It took forever to truly put him over properly. Probably should have feuded with Bryan post WrestleMania 30. If Bryan had stayed healthy. Listen, I agree with that. As a fan of Bray Wyatt, I think you can agree. We've all talked about it, where there were probably some moments where he could have really used the rub and used a shot to go over, and it just didn't happen.
Oh, absolutely. There was not without its faults when it came to booking Bray Wyatt, but still at the same time, he very much, like I've said, he turned chicken shit into chicken salad. He made every moment still felt huge just because he was on screen. We were losing our minds because there'd be his logo on a fucking equipment.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Package backstage and shit.
Oh, we got some Bray.
The Wyatt family is born.
Was born, yeah.
And there's a QR code.
Yeah, wow. I wonder if that. Let me know if that's scannable. That's it.
It is.
Oh, there you go.
And it takes you to the full promo. I like that.
Oh, okay. But that's cute. Listen, nice little touch.
As we're getting, so we are still getting theoretically SmackDown, as we're still getting the Profits versus the Brawling Brutes. We're still getting Io defending her title versus Zelina Vega. So we are still
okay.
We're getting SmackDown with a tribute show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So the whole plan's thrown out the window. I mean, as pertains to what? Maybe not an opening promo.
Maybe just on how they booked.
Maybe no Jimmy.
Well, probably no Jimmy. And as far as like if we were going to have a big thing that turns into an angle here or later or whatever, like say with Bayley falling out with Damage Control, that's not happening tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Did you all realize that it had been removed from WWE Shop? I did not believe that's true. I thought they added an item actually. If I was correct.
I was going to say, I'm about to call your bluff, sir.
We should get a hardcore match in honor of Terry Funk. I'm in. There you go. A concession stand brawl or, a bull rope match.
No, don't worry. If we're still watching Rampage and everything like that,
We might
get
get
that
one.
later,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, no, I'm
you know
still
what's
looking
funny?
at a ton of Bray Wyatt merch right now on
Yeah.
WWEshop.com. So
Uh-huh.
you can have that. You accusing that is kind of what I'm mad at.
Curious if Mick Foley will have a promo or not. I wonder if he does a tape. I don't know. I mean, it's all depends on how fast people can move, right? Like,
I'm curious about Taker because allegedly I've seen and heard that he was there in the area for his, one dead man tour or whatever it's
yeah,
called there. So,
right. This is sad. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with Taker in that. And if they had the chance to get all the, any type of again, it's so raw, so quick, such a fast turnaround. It would be really interesting to see what they actually have for him and how they put it together. There's his belt now.
okay.
I missed it, but that's currently Dale's in possession. And I mean, even on so we have the background that looks like the office, the Wrasslin for Life office, and one of the belts on the shelf is that belt. Funny how.
See, that's why you always got to pay attention. We got all the Easter eggs,
right?
And it's not just because of that white rabbit over our shoulder there.
Kenny, welcome back. And to anyone else I haven't said hello to yet, we are in a commercial break. We got over 70 people hanging out with us tonight. Don't be shy. Get in the chat. And again, if you don't know this, we cover more live wrestling than anyone else. We're back tomorrow for Collision. We're here at 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. Brunch with the boys.
London
AEW all in. Yes. We're going to go full out. We're also here for Emergence on Sunday. We legitimately cover more wrestling. I can't say it enough. And even on the hard moments, we will give you our genuine emotions, feelings, thoughts, perspective as wrestling fans. We appreciate everybody who gave us love this week. It's been a crazy week, to say the least.
I was about to go into the
grateful.
whole thing, but then everybody would have thought we were wrapping up the video of saying,
yeah,
our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When we talk about the wrestling, but to put that full life with it.
There you go. We're not going anywhere yet, though.
No.
But I'm going to go take a pause, sir.
Right. He's going somewhere. I'm not, as I'm in commercial break right now. But Kenny's saying, guys, first off, I think Patrick should have sat out this show. And second, I agree with that. That's why we're here for your alternative commentary. You can kind of mute them. But yeah, I don't need no Kevin Patrick tonight. And secondly, they should have done this show like not the Benoit one. I think this was the Eddie tribute. The Benoit one, yeah, we're not going to talk about that one. I think this should have been like Eddie, to where you had people talking about everything and you replayed moments. And even if you mixed in with, you've got people talking about Terry Funk, you got guys back there that could probably talk about dealings with Terry Funk, especially a guy like Cody Rhodes or anything like that, is where now showing Braun Strowman and Bray holding their kids together. We're running through of tweets and posts from other wrestlers of how they're even just struggling to handle this right now. And their plan is catch and fly. I've been hearing that all day in my head. JD, yes, it is. It's back on. It's back on. Universal Blue title is my first replica that I've bought. And on it, I have been my Bray Wyatt side plates. Good shout, Jonathan. Hey, folks, I hope they end the show tonight with Bray's Lantern. I think they'll do something. I think there's got to be something. They very much started the show off one way with that. I think they're going to come full circle with it. WWE has always had a dark character. Now Bray is gone. I wonder if that role will go to Karrion Kross next. He is as close to dark than anybody in the WWE. That's not a bad shout. Tonight we're getting LA Knight versus Finn Balor, two former rivals, by the way, of Bray Wyatt. So does that main event, and that's where we get really more of kind of a tribute and kind of a show out. As Corey's talking about Bray right now, but yeah, Kross would make a good fit to be the next dark, spooky character. Just we kind of all thought that was going to happen while Bray was still there, and unfortunately, it hasn't. So now we're showing the match from 2 months ago to where Zelina rolled up Io. So we're stretching through the archives. I thought Finn Balor was on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, well, LA Knight's been on Friday Night SmackDown and showed up on Monday Night Raw quite a bit. No one is close to dark character now. Fair shout. I meant Eddie. Sorry, I don't know what you were talking about. My eyes are red from crying now. Time to make them red with vitamins so I can recompose myself. Trust me, Larry, you've described myself and probably KJ, and I'm sure Luna and CJ as well, over the past about 48 hours, 100% of literally trying to find that balance between vitamins and ugly crying, and it never ends up working out well. As I've got Kayla interviewing Damage Control backstage right now, as Bailey's got a Bray armband on right now, pointing out how the LWO only hire short people, because he was asking Kayla if she was trying to join the LWO. But so we are getting Io in her first title defense of the Women's Championship tonight versus Zelina Vega. Balor should do Demon in honor of Bray. We don't know if he won't. I just wanted to say, Nick, that the show y'all did last night was a really nice tribute show. Thank you, Bear. I really appreciate that. And we're all still honestly surprised and thankful and blessed that by the whole support with that, and how we all just kind of got to talk about everything, because we literally didn't know if we were going to go live. We didn't know what we were going to do. All of that. It's one of those of we're live all the time, so it's kind of in our nature to go live, and it's one of those of just, what do we say? How do you respond to that just dropping into your fucking lap? But I'm getting Io coming out right now. But again, very much, I appreciate that, my guy. Bailey can technically join LWO. Fair show. How do we go from celebrating Edge's 25th anniversary last week to this week? Tribute to Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Yeah, and like I said, we've still got even Jay Briscoe passing away earlier this year, plus the Iron Sheik plus Billy Graham of 2023. Kind of sucks at times also to be a wrestling fan. As much as we say it's great because we're getting shows like All In, and we've got Clash at the Castle and everything like that, and companies are doing record ticket sales, but it's with every high moment, I guess pun intended, you have your just gut-wrenching, your heartbreaking moment too as well. As I've got Zelina Vega coming out right now. Nick, Funk is already a Hall of Famer. Yes. If not, Foley should induct him for Mania 40 and Rowan for Rotunda. Funk is already a Hall of Famer. My question last night, and I guess I can propose this to everybody too as well in the chat, of do you see, whether it's Bray and Brody, whether it's the Wyatt family, get inducted into the Hall of Fame this year in some form or fashion, even if it has to be the goddamn Shad Gaspard Award, because that's what it should be instead of the Warrior Award. But Zelina out here with the giant kind of cat ear headphones. I won't lie, I kind of like that she just found the Puerto Rico, gear gimmick and kind of just stuck with it. But yeah. Kenny's saying very hard week, sad. Bray dies, very sad. Then Terry Funk passed away. Well, in reverse order. Who else? Let's hope not anyone. Let's hope not Ben losing big names. Big Bray Wyatt fan. Always love seeing him on TV, but now we won't get to see him ever. Yes, but we do still have the moments that we got from him, and I think that's what's really great about tonight, is we're still getting every good moment that we got from him. And there were so many. As we're going to commercial, as we're still haven't gotten ding ding, we're getting the introduction. So let me know in the chat who you're taking for the women's championship. And also, honestly, just let me know your favorite Bray Wyatt memory, whether it was watching him in the ring, whether you saw him live, whether you met him at a meet and greet or just happened to catch him outside of the arena. Don't be creepy. What's your favorite Bray Wyatt memory? But also, we do have Zelina Vega taking on Io Sky for the WWE Women's Undisputed Championship, because I believe it's the SmackDown version is what they call it that way. This match too close to call, 50-50, split all the way. No, Io wins. The Funk's already in the Hall of Fame. Yes. DJ, Io winning. God bless the Puerto Rican flag. There you go. JV, I think you're supporting it, or you're saluting it in all the wrong ways. Mike Rotunda is not in the Hall of Fame. Have them both be inducted at the same time. And Mike gives the induction speech for his son. That would be fitting. That would be fitting. And also, you will not have a dry eye in the house if Mike Rotunda inducts his son into the Hall of Fame. You will not have a dry eye in the house at all. At all. And in part, just on a side note, I feel like it's that old saying of, a father should never bury his son. I think it'll be Bray for Hall of Fame, inducted by Bliss, Bo, and rest of the Wyatt family. Not a bad shout. Not a bad show. Are Bo and Liv Morgan still together? I don't know. It wasn't my day to watch them. And trust me, I don't feel like intruding on anybody's personal life in the past or near distant future. So, not sure. Christopher taking Zelina Vega for the championship. Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. Braun, Rowan, Bo, Alexa should be a faction. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't want to sound like the Debbie Downer, but when you just start a faction in a circumstance like this, when do you have them end up having to take a loss or anything like that? Because that's going to be the really big kind of breaking point, I feel. Io Sky for the win. Io's entrance song is one of my current favorites. Hits hard. Fair enough. Fair enough. Big Dog saying, remember when Bray and Braun were feuding and Bray came back as the Louisiana Bray, saying, what's wrong, brother? You look like you've seen a ghost. Yeah, and then we had that swamp match. Like I said, Bray was on the forefront of the cinematic matches before, the Thunderdome and everything. We had the swamp match. Well, that might have been in the Thunderdome. But we still had the House of Horrors. We still had the Wyatt compound matches. The Fiend's debut, so they're showing that now, and they've got the QR code that I'm sure, as much as I'll double check, as they're even flashing the Fiend head on it. Yeah, so it just, with the QR codes for tonight, they just take you to the full video. They'll show you the highlight, and the QR codes take you to the full video. But I do like that that's still that tie-in.
It's that touch. It's a thoughtful touch, and I appreciate it. We're coming back out of the commercial break. I saw a bunch of predictions, Nick. Io Sky, Zelina Vega for the title. Why is it going to be Io?
Yeah, it's got to be Io for me.
Now, was Vega wearing bunny ears, Puerto Rican bunny ears?
Well, she had a headset. She has the headphones and everything. She's, got that vibe going.
She's just Zelina from the block.
Well, did you see about where you had Damage Control backstage and they were talking about, what are you trying to join the LWO? Oh, they only hire short people. No.
Right, I didn't. Yeah, I caught that right at the end.
Yeah.
I don't think Braun can still go. No, he's not cleared to go.
Neck fusion surgery.
What's that? Yeah,
I just said he had neck fusion surgery.
Absolutely. Also learned from the Dark Order, had to carry a faction of a fallen soldier. Yeah, but I hope if they were going to do it, they would do it better than they did it with the Dark Order. The Dark Order became too babyface, too slapsticky. I think they could have honored Brody by kind of keeping his vision a bit better.
But that becomes the question, though, of do you do it to honor them, or do you not do it to honor them?
I think
of one of those of you'd rather not touch it if they're not involved.
I think if you were going to keep it going, you probably could have went another way, because I don't like where it ended up going.
Well, that's if we're talking about the Dark Order, that's a different thing. I'm saying to me with the whole WWE we don't, outside of maybe a Hall of Fame and induction, obviously tonight we don't really there's no reunion for the Wyatt family or anything like that.
No. No, I don't think so. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it is what it is. Do I think there's anything more to come of this? Probably not. It's gonna unfortunately rest with Bray.
Well, and I think it's due fitting, especially when it's him and Brody as well, as EO takes Zelina off the top rope there. 1, 2, 2 count, 2 count, 2
We got a 2 count. Yep. Bray's work with Taker for me was his best stuff. The passing of the torch, so to speak. Yeah, and there was a lot of talk about that with the WrestleMania moment. Should it have been Bray Wyatt who broke the streak and not Brock? A lot of debate about that over the years.
Yeah, well, and it's even, could it have been handled better? Like if you got both of them coming out at night versus during the day, and even if it wasn't safe for the streak, if Bray at least went over even in that match type of deal.
Alexa wins the belt. Braun and Roman both tag belts. There you go. Stack them. Just dive right into it.
Right.
Do you think Alexa is coming back? Because I don't see her coming back to in-ring action. VHS, I do believe she'll be back at some point. I mean, she's doing her mommy thing, but she'll be back. She's a talent.
Well, she could be coming back almost kind of halfway doing her mommy thing. Does she come back a little bit more of, goth
I don't know.
Lucy Alexa Bliss?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's maybe your nod.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. That's very interesting. Would she want, again, like you said, like would she take that route, or would she just come back kind of a new, wow, Zelina with 2 count, or would she come back in a different vein? We time will tell, but I think we're a good solid year away from that.
Right.
Zelina stole Luna's ears. There you go, big dog. If anybody would know.
That's
IEO for the
I was going to say, I'm going to steal your pause.
There you go. Nick is taking a pause, folks. We are rolling along through the action on what has been an emotional night to kick off, but a good match between Zelina and EO. Like, it's an outstanding match. Big drop kick. Sorry for all the wrestling fans like him, all the wrestlers. I am sorry for your lost family and his family. Tina, thank you for popping in. Thank you for your kind words. Boston says, relax, Alan. They haven't messed up anything. Now you got me curious. Bray got that one. What else we get? Nope. I don't see it. I got Sky. Terry Funk is in the Hall of Fame, but Chainsaw Charlie isn't. Wink, wink. Very interesting, Edward. Very interesting. I don't know if they're going to... I think they might just stick it out with Terry. Could you see the WWE bringing Bo back, either way, and creating a new Bray-style character with him? That'd be very intriguing. I don't know. I think they'd be fearful that it would fall flat because it will never be Bray, so it may never have the vibe that you're looking for. But I have a lot of faith in Bo Dallas. I joke that I believe all the time. Could he carry the torch of whatever the story was with Uncle Howdy somehow? I don't know. I don't really see that being the case, but I do hope that they see something in Bo Dallas and that they could bring him back into the fold. Zelina has been very impressive. Yes, she has. Again, when you tune in on Fridays and or Mondays, the women's wrestling is solid. Ending the streak was Taker's choice on who? Not from what I've heard, Larry. And there it is. The moonsault ends it all, folks, and still your Your WWE Women's Champion, Io Sky, looking good. Zelina looked good. Big win for Io. Good match. I agree, Mark. I'm with you. Apparently, Jericho paid tribute to Bray at Fizzy. Yeah, I'll call him Fizzy. I like that one, Keyshawn. Concert in London. True story. I saw the clip. The crowd that was in the little concert with Jericho got behind him and definitely dug into the whole world. So he thanked them. And you know what? I bag on Jericho a lot, but it was a stand-up move. And I'm glad he did it. I mean, I really, really hope we get that at Wembley as well. Who do you think comes back first, Carmella or Alexa Bliss? Carmella had a head start, if my memory serves me correct, Damien. So I'm going to put my nod to Carmella, but it all depends. Who knows? But here's Cody Rhodes. Okay. Let's say Cody Rhodes honoring Terry Funk up next. Interesting. But we head back into commercial break, folks. Once again, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Last night we had a record night here. It was crazy. And things continue to move on. So we thank you so much for sticking with us. Obviously tonight, last night, not the easiest nights to go live and find entertaining things to talk about or happy-go-lucky things to talk about. But that being said, we are back tomorrow. We're going to get back into AEW. We are back on Sunday for a marathon day. We're going to be here all day long, and then we got another week of wrestling, and then we get payback, and then another week of wrestling, and then we get all in and payback on the same weekend, right? Is all out September 3rd or the following weekend? Help me out. The vitamins got me fuzzy. Pause on pause. Edward says, as far as the streak goes, I still believe Brock went into business for himself and broke the streak because no, not at all, Edward. Not happening. I don't agree. Mike is 2-0. Good call. What's up, Christopher? How you doing? You see WWE signing Eric Rowan to a deal. Again, Christopher, I was a big advocate of some type of Wyatt family reunion, some type of, Wyatt 6 was rumored. And I thought Aaron Rowan would be a great addition to that crew. Would be somebody. I think he's got a lot to offer. A big man, moves well. But yeah, I mean, I'd hope for it. Can I see them doing it? I don't know, but I mean, why not take a swing at it and see what you could do, especially right now. 2-0. When Io and Zelina wrestle, we always win. There you go, TJ Hook. Welcome back, by the way. Bad call. All right. I don't know what you're talking about. There are a lot of Monday Night Raw guys on SmackDown. Yeah, there was a lot of, we always joke about the draft, Terrence, but yeah, it's definitely been, tonight is an exception. I mean, you got Cody coming out to talk about Terry Funk. Again, you got people that aren't even signed in the company, to our knowledge, present at the show and present on screen. When does that ever happen? Like, think about all the years of Vince McMahon, and sometimes, they didn't do the best of jobs acknowledging certain situations. But, you have Eric Rowan on the stage. You see other people like Cody come in. Braun Strowman's there. I was really curious to see if we were going to get Randy or not. The streak ending was Vince's choice, if you believe the stories. That's the story I heard, and I've heard that from several sources, including Mark Calloway. So I think I'll trust Mark Calloway on this one. Cody will be paying tribute to WWE Hall of Famer Terry Funk. Yes, he will. Ronan, welcome back, by the way. Are we betting on Burst? But we are back from commercial break, folks. Right now, they're going through some tweets, or I guess some posts from X, Ric Flair, Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch. I mean, this was the craziest one for me since I started doing these streams. We've gone through some tragedies. We've had some things happen. But, I mean, today I had people who... sorry, Boston got me. today, I had people reaching out that weren't even wrestling fans, being like, "Hey, heard about this? Like, are you good?" And that's where it's crazy. But yeah, Boston, you're hilarious. Chris playing myself into my match in Wembley with my god awful band. Hey, Osprey called him out on that. And welcome back, Daniel. But yeah, Osprey even called him out on that during the promo. But here comes Cody Rhodes. Cody was Bray's pro in season 2 of NXT. Facts. Good old Husky Harris. We got to do something obscure to change the mood, man. I'm running out of tears. JV, grab that vitamin hard, buddy, and then smile. Smile. We're going to do all right. We're rolling along. We're paying tribute. And that's all we can do. All we can do is have fond memories. In AC/DC-like fashion, I'm going to put my cause to the pause. Man, what? There you go. I have no idea. Cody is not wrestling. No, Cody will not be wrestling, Mike. Whoa, yeah, we got that. The crowd's into it. I mean, it's a very interesting dynamic for the live crowd, right? Because now you don't even know what you're getting, but you're there for a pretty spectacular moment for the saddest of reasons. Tim, hey man, my mom tells me this is a good channel, so I said I'll be the judge of that. You guys did not disappoint. I'll be here daily. Well, welcome, Tim. Shout out to your moms, and thank you. Side note: Trey Lance traded the Cowboys. Oh, there you go. Trey, we feel like we never got to know you. My favorite matches of Bray Wyatt was Swamp Match. Fair enough. I like that. I really like the one he had with Daniel Bryan. I did. September 3, All Out. There you go. So we're here on the 2nd. We're here on the 3rd. We're here tomorrow. We're here the next day. We don't go home, folks. We just hang out. Just constantly making content. And speaking of that, make sure you go check out our shorts and our little videos as well. Not just the live streams. We're pushing out more content by the minute. And we got some things coming your way, including some bloopers of us trying to make some clips. So go check all that stuff out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. What do you want to talk about? Thank you. Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, got those. Let me catch up back down here. Listen to Paul Heyman interview on Between the Ropes. He talks about the streak. Fair enough. Cody versus his neck tattoo in a loser leaves town match. There you go. I'm in. I'll take it. He's talking about his dad. Cody talks so funny. I really hope that we hear from the tribal chief and his family tonight. Terrence, we'll see. It remains to be seen what is going to take place, what is going to play out tonight. Nothing's announced. Nothing's really planned ahead. We got a couple matches, but yeah, no idea. The American Nightmare is on SmackDown paying tribute to Terry Funk. Yes, he is. He's in the ring right now, cutting a promo, folks. Selena Vega never had a chance. Nah. But she gave a good battle. Can't be too sad. Got to celebrate that he had a magnificent life a lot of people can only dream of. Yeah, you're not wrong, Joe. And I mean, the sadness, I think, comes from the tragedy. I mean, again, and we talk about the differences between him and Terry, right? We're getting Terry Chance right now. And yeah, Terry Funk, an absolute legend. Sad to see him go. But with Terry, you felt like he had achieved so much, done so much, lived to, those twilight years. And Bray just feels so tragic, so cut off. 36 is far too young to say goodbye. But Cody doing a good job telling a story right now. Remember 1 month during match, Brock botched dropping Taker. He told Brock to end the match now. Okay. Again, I'm very curious because I mean it's not quite the way I knew it, but I'll take your word for it. I don't want to get into that. We don't know, and I don't want to speculate. I mean, there's been enough speculation, so let's just move forward. Let's just accept it for. It doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, the end result is the end result. Sadly, that's the way it is. Has Cody Rhodes turned into the WWE historian? A little bit. There you go. You got to remember that Cody Rhodes is a historian. He knows the insides and outs. He grew up with his father, and he's a wrestling nerd outside of being a wrestler. So yeah, out of the current crop, he's a great guy to come out and talk about Terry. He can speak firsthand of experiences with Terry Funk. What's up, Jake? How you doing? Roman Reigns supposed to tribute to the blue belt to Bray Wyatt. We're gonna find out, Christopher. Highly possible. I've heard that rumor as well. I think it'd be really cool. Really cool. Like at the end of the show, comes out and puts it in the rocking chair or something akin to that. Be a very touching sentiment. Cody Rhodes is now in charge of WWE. Wow, that's funny, Richard. Finally, I'll give you that one, buddy. But now we're getting a video package on Terry. Yeah, I got you, Chris. Speaking of gotcha.
I was going to say, speaking of packages,
Pause.
But
we're getting another little tribute to, we're getting the story of Terry Funk, and we got Cody Rhodes gave a little preamble before pitching to it.
Yes, I did hear you say about how, well, he's the one most qualified for that. He's actually personally known Terry and everything like that.
Right.
And there is kind of a thought that popped into my head when I heard you talking about like everything that's been going on, like obviously Terry passing and then following it with Bray passing. Terry Funk is a character, is a person that lived 10 lives.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt is 10 people that you never really feel like you got to see one of them live out their full life. Every character that he had with never really seemed to fully reach its end.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I see where you're going with that. And the same thing I was thinking of, like, I mean, again, because of the sample size, I mean, you look at Terry Funk and he's the tale of two wrestlers. He's one of the most technical wrestlers in the entire world, you know, NWA champion, known for grinding people out. And then he becomes a hardcore maniac and you know, cuts loose. And Bray was Husky Harris, you know, a guy that, you know, had a name above his head that he was trying to overcome and find his way, and goes away for a little bit, finds Bray Wyatt. It's interesting, but you only imagine if Bray could have had the 40-year career that Terry had, what he could have done.
Right, well, absolutely. Well, and Bear says wrestling has been blessed with some amazing families: Hennigans, Funks, Harts, Von Erichs, Rhodes, Guerreros, Wyndham / Rotunda, to name a few, and all have had some sort of tragedy loss. Well, that's
right.
It unfortunately, it seems like it's almost second nature when it comes to the wrestling game, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, I mean, and the tragic side of it has been hard in a lot of ways with those family names.
Right. As we're getting right now, Funk getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's but that's a great point, though. Like what you mentioned, of he's known for having feuds with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and everything, and having some of the greatest feuds with Ric Flair. But you also remember him for Onita with an exploding ring match.
Sabu.
Yeah, where Sabu was having to duct tape his fucking bicep back together.
Right. He's
or
still got a piece.
Terry Funk sitting there spinning a helicopter with a fucking
right on screen right now, dude.
Putting himself out of a box with a chainsaw and a nightclub and a fucking stocking over his head.
Well, and I mean, he legit got hurt when they pushed him off the stage in the dumpster. the New Age Outlaws debut.
Well, no shit. He must have been what? It's amazing to see that he was only 79 when he passed. I thought this man was 79 when he was in
Right.
ECW.
Right. But again, a remarkable career for that. But Cody's still doing his very nice.
Cody Rhodes auditioning to be your narrator for all of your documentaries on A&E and Peacock right now.
He's nailing the you googly. That's all I know. Wait, what are we doing?
Terry Funk hardcore.
Yes, let's go. Let's go. When? Where? Now? Who is it?
Please. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, beautiful. Good call, Michael Cole. Well played, sir.
Well, I thought it was going to be involving Cody. You sold me on a bag of goods that I didn't get.
What do you mean?
I thought Cody was saying he was going to have a Terry Funk hardcore match.
Oh, no, I think he's just throwing to other people doing it. He's like, it's my night off. I'm not even supposed to be here.
He's the fucking, the Tony Schiavone now of WWE? Of he just comes out and just throws to shit?
He's like the Mr. Congeniality.
I don't even get that reference.
He just, they always turn into him. He's the Mr. Nice Guy. He's the politician. He's,
oh, yeah. Well, we're getting the Street Profits versus the Brawling Brutes in a Terry Funk hardcore match.
Is it all fair enough. We're doing a tag team Terry Funk hardcore match.
You know, someone is going to sit there and do a spot to where they're spinning around with a ladder on their head. You know, that's happening, right?
You have to.
Odds on who does that. I'm voting Butch.
You have to, man. You have to. But folks, we are back in a commercial break. We are rolling through. There's not much left. There's an hour left to show. I always forget that first hour, or half hour that we go. But we're rolling along. And again, keep the chat going. Keep it alive. You want to talk about the wrestling. You want to talk about All In. You want to talk about Bray, Terry, whatever is on your wrestling mind. Blow up this chat. Keep it busy. And we're rolling along. We're going to take this night as it comes. Yeah, we're getting a Terry Fox. Good old
Terry Fox.
Oh, I'm Canadian. Forgive me.
I remember when he played Ray Funk in that wonderful movie.
Oh, son of a bitch. When we not Michael J. Now we're off the rails altogether. So anyway, Marty McFly, Terry Funk hardcore match. It's gonna be interesting. I didn't expect it with these two teams. I'm getting there.
There you go. Yeah, I feel like we were gonna get a match with these two teams. I'm still, like I said, it's still that interesting aspect of we've still got matches going. We've still got everything going. We're still I like that it's a Terry Funk hardcore match. I like that it's that little homage. Like I said, I know we're gonna get a few spots that are gonna be callbacks here. Does anyone come out with the kind of the striped tights and everything, and then the knee pads?
Maybe.
I feel like probably the Profits, like Montez, is coming out in some Terry Funk gear.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it would be cool if someone did that. I could see it.
Right.
I'm totally down with that. Again, we see the armbands. We'll see if there's other tributes. Cody comes out and does a nice thing. We get the history of Terry Funk. And I have a feeling that we're not done with the Bray Wyatt story this evening either. Going off the rails.
Crazy train. JV out here saying Tony Schiavone is immortal. He's been around since the AWA days and doesn't look a day over 50 because he's got that Chris Jericho thing to where he just sucks the fucking life force out of everybody.
Right. I'm with the Brutes. Nah, I see Street Profits doing this one.
Profits. Pause. Yes. Bobby and the Profits win this one.
Bobby and the Profits. This hardcore match is too close to call.
Bobby, I think you've said every match is too close to call.
I'm intrigued to see the Street Profits in this hardcore match. Well, you're about to get it.
Right.
Go. Strap in and strap on, folks.
Larry saying, I'm with the Brutes.
I'm with the Brutes. What do you think? I'm going to go Profits.
I was going to say, so we're both taking Profits? Yeah. I was about to say.
They're on upward trajectory, so to speak.
Yes, the word is trajectory, not trajectory.
Trajectory. I want someone to go through a table. Highly likely.
Oh, are we going to get all? That's the thing, is how many Terry Funk spots are we going to get in this match? That's the thing.
I mean, several, probably. We'll see.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is you could have several and it's still not a full Terry Funk match.
No, definitely not. We're not going to get barbed wire. Nothing's going to explode. And again, to this day, one of my favorites was that moment. We're getting another Bray moment.
Well, we're getting the era of Wyatt to where he won the world championship, his first world championship reign, as he won an elimination chamber. And I remember that surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, especially because Cena went out before AJ.
I think it was just even the simple fact that Bray won it of that. You literally didn't think that you were ever getting that result.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the pop was huge. It was a little theme.
As we get the Profits out here. No funkier.
There you go. So, Daniel, I watched the original Quantum Leap when I was a kid. There was a wrestling themed episode, and I saw the credits list. Terry Funk's name and was like, oh, I definitely watch this episode.
That's how he was able to wrestle in so many eras. He just kept quantum leaping through time and everything like that. He always stayed the same age, but just kept wrestling in new decades.
Right. Bear says slobber knocker. Damien says slobber knocker. I wonder if they coordinated their knockers. Pause. Chainsaw Charlie, man. That was my favorite part of the whole Chainsaw Charlie thing was everybody chanting Terry Funk.
Oh, you knew exactly who it's the same thing of like Mr. Patriot or whatever it was with Hogan. You knew exactly who the fuck it was. You ain't fooling me.
They were like, wait a minute, I know who that is.
Right, as the Profits out here looking like the lead conductors for the Thin Mint band.
Tony Schiavone's been dipping into Cindy Crawford's ageless concoction. Pause.
I don't want to know what that is at all.
Right?
You can have that. That ain't what I'm at.
All right, folks. Ding, ding, ding. We got a hardcore match. We're going nuts. Technically, a Texas Tornado style tag match, too. Kind of.
I don't see any branding coming out or anything, but
I don't imagine, but we'll see. It'll be very interesting.
It's a funk you match. A funk you match. The town funk you up.
The Firefly Funhouse mostly resembled Mr. Rogers' show if it was created by Stephen King. Ding! That's, I think, what he was going for.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is the show that'll never, ever end.
We got Montez in control of Butch. Another QR code. Yeah, Big Nick said the QR codes just lead to the full video.
Yeah, the past couple times, and trust me, I was instantly, I was like, oh my God, they did a QR code. Right. We're going to get some secret hidden Easter egg. No, it just goes to full clip.
Again, going back to my my childish hope of you scan the QR code and he's like, Yowie, wowie, you found me. And you're like, ah.
Honestly, though, I feel like if I saw that, I'm bawling. If that's the thing, right. You won't know that that's the thing because I won't be on stream. I'll just be ugly crying off in the corner.
We lost Pee Wee and Bray in the same month. I don't know if
I don't want to make that correlation.
Nah, sad to lose.
You can have that. It's like how people were mentioning how it was Vince's birthday the same day. It's like you can no, I don't even know that.
Just an odd coincidence. A crazy coincidence, to be honest. If you die on the same day as your boss, who saw that coming?
It's a shit way to go.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Frog Splash. Roll through Frog Splash from Montez, by the way.
I'm actually surprised. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that the Profits are still using the same entrance gimmick since hanging out with Bobby. I would have thought they would change that. Give it time.
Doses. Well, it's much like even like we've talked about with everything with
Oh,
every Bray Wyatt gimmick. Let it play out. Let it breathe. Give it time. Not everything gets answered the exact night it starts.
Yeah. And their moveset has definitely changed.
Well,
And
the sky high cutter, their
yeah.
new finisher there is to me one of the best moves right now in wrestling.
And Montez gets a huge pop when he tells, like, he gives the suck it chops and the crowd popped huge. You might have to stop doing that.
I've got Butch with a moonsault on a both men.
Without Terry Funk, ECW would have not succeeded. Hard to tell, but
I was going to say it's hard to deny when Paul Heyman's sitting there cutting a promo backstage of saying, everybody right now, thank you, Terry Funk. Without Terry Funk, we wouldn't be on pay-per-view.
Right? Fair enough. Valid argument.
Now, is that what Tony said with everybody with Chris Jericho? Of everyone right now, thank you, Chris Jericho.
We wouldn't be at Wembley without Chris Jericho. Remember, he had to be the Ring of Honor champion so they could get a TV deal for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, so notice how that went.
How'd that go?
Right. As Ridge has got Dawkins on the outside.
We want tables. We want tables.
Well, it's supposed to be a hardcore match, and normally that involves the finisher. We got nothing. Forward with the senton over the top rope on everybody.
Oh, we got the almighty.
Good old Booby Lashley.
I say 5 minutes in the match, the table spot's going to happen.
You're
Bobby's not dressed to fight by the looks of it.
Oh, he's going to be out here on commentary. He's sitting there. This is how we cut to commercial break. Motherfucker.
Terry Funk, New Japan barbed wire matches were insane. He still has part of Foley's ear.
Well, you can hear it echoing in your head of him just over there, forever, forever, forever.
That was amazing. I called it Terry Funk hardcore match. There you go, Edward. Good shout. Good shout. Right, WWE's first hardcore match since the Ruthless Aggression era. Yay, except not very hardcore so far.
Well, and even then, they've had these same type of matches. They just call them a Nigerian drum match, a no disqualification match. I was going to say lights out, but that's AEW.
Right.
They throw on all. We've had a tribal combat match. They throw every other acronym and stipulation on top of it outside of just saying hardcore or no disqualification.
Yeah. No, we've had some, but it's the PG version. It's slightly different.
Well, we can't say hardcore because hardcore is a naughty word.
But naughty. Terry Funk was also in a story on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. Don't forget Over the Top. I cannot forget Over the Top. My dad grew up with a trucker father, and he thought that movie was the shit. That one and what's the Clint Eastwood with the monkey?
What the Curious George? What the fuck are you talking
Someone
about?
out there knows what I'm talking about. Big dog.
I don't know. I was out here going to be wondering did you have to arm wrestle as to like establish dominance in your household, or like who gets the big piece of steak? Yeah, you had to arm wrestle over it.
Yeah, but yeah, he was with Sly. He was in Roadhouse, of course. He was in several places.
That's going back to my theory. He quantum leaped through fucking time.
There you go.
Since we talked about it, I'll go full vitamin theory and distract my brain from sad reality to fucking vitamin reality of Terry Funk just quantum leaping through universes.
Right. The first time I saw Chainsaw Charlie, I was like, why is Terry Funk got pantyhose on his head? I'm absolutely with you. I'm like, is that Terry? Guys, is that's Funk?
It reminds me of like all the shitty like 90s movies you'd see to where like someone's robbing a bank and they just stuck like pantyhose on their head and it's literally just their face just mushed and just a little bit tanner. It's like, I can tell who the fuck you are.
Yeah. You look familiar.
You're right.
Branding iron for this match. Yeah, let's go. That was my childhood memory of Terry. He was the guy. Like when I was a kid and didn't like really have a grasp of all the names, there was like the dude in the overalls. There was, the guy with the chain around his neck. There was the guy with the parrot. And then there was the guy with the branding iron.
The one that would literally walk around with it with like lit with like the giant flames, so you could roast a marshmallow on that motherfucker.
Right.
Louis, my guy out here saying KJ, my dad was a runner. He also thought Over the Top was the shit.
Right.
I was gonna make a joke.
So I picture my dad like driving down just pulling like driving down the street, doing the practice thing that Sly had in the truck as he was driving. He was just practicing his arm wrestling.
That's why he kept yanking the horn. Dad, there's no one on the road. It's fucking midnight.
Like, you never know when a wrestling match is gonna break out, son.
I was gonna say Over the Top is that because you were saying he was a runner that he had to make it over top of the fence. Is that why he liked to move?
Right.
Different name.
Right.
I miss Bray about to cry. Yeah. Oh. It's so. This is really getting to the point to where we're having to compartmentalize.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're trying to take the action for what it's worth. I mean, you did announce a Terry Funk hardcore match.
Playoff.
Not what they should have delivered. This has not been hardcore in the least.
You take the two most non-hardcore teams and have them in a hardcore match. Wow.
Right. Oh, Terry Funk play in Roadhouse 2.
I like the twisting splash into the rollout, like twisting enziguri from Dawkins. Sorry.
Yeah. You would think everyone would be wearing an armband to pay respect for Bray Wyatt. Are there people not? Wow.
No one in this match
is. Blockbuster from the top.
1, 2.
No, not today.
2 counters. Butch breaks up. Yeah, no one in this match is.
Why did they call this a hardcore match?
Because we've got to get Terry Funk on the card.
That's like we're going to have a hockey game to honor Wayne Gretzky and nobody has skates. Like,
well, they have skates. They just can't score.
There's no pucks and sticks.
Yeah.
That's better. You're right.
They need to get the puck out with this.
Right.
Boston saying softcore.
Softcore.
Yeah.
And like you got Kevin Patrick repeating it. A Terry Funk hardcore no.
Does that discredit it even more? The fact that Kevin Patrick of all people is saying it. Like I initially said, don't give me Kevin Patrick on this fucking show. Just no, you fuck off to the back for tonight. You take a break. You take a pause for the cause like everybody else.
Right. What is your favorite all-time Terry Funk match? KJ and Nick.
Versus Onita.
You like the Onita one? I love the 2 out of 3 falls when he won the NWA title. Ric Flair was a great one.
I was gonna say any match between him and Cactus. So
him and Cactus tore it down, bro.
And it's still, I still like, even when we got that little video package of them, like just talking backstage. Oh, that Chainsaw Charlie, I see him hitting a moonsault off of there. Well, that Cactus guy, I see him, hitting a double arm DDT off of here and everything. It's to see the bond. That's the thing, is the bond these guys had backstage.
Yeah, we got a table, but then Bobby said, "No table for you.
No soup for you. No soup." Do something. It's a fucking hardcore match. You can't get disqualified. You fuck. Sorry. You just sit there. I'm a breed heavy and look at you.
Are you not a little surprised? Maybe you would have had like, even if it was Ridge, but like a Sheamus or like a couple tougher, brawler, like more of a brawly.
Sheamus comes out and he can bro kicks the shit out of Bobby.
Bobby?
This is where that's where if you get your Bobby involved spot, that's where you do that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
As we've got a table set up in the center of the ring. Oh, and Ridge, don't do 2 moves on 2 people. Let's master 1 move on 1 person before we master 2 moves on 2 people.
Right. Oh.
Joint manipulation. As Now Bobby gets involved and pushes, and a spear. He pushed Butch off the top rope as he was going to go for the table spot on Dawkins, and then now hits a spear. Why didn't you do that to begin with, you motherfucker?
Right.
Through
the
that
table.
was so good through a table. It's so much Dudley Boys, yet not Dudley Boys. The sky high cutter through the table. It's a 3D
I like it
without being a 3D.
Right. Well, yeah, because you throw in that like the wrap around the hips.
Ford sits there and holds up half the table to celebrate.
Like he just had the hardcorest of hardcore matches. Listen, I just think they should have. I don't like
not a Terry Funk hardcore match. That's not.
Yeah, and I don't expect them bleeding and shit. But I mean, you had one table. You couldn't have found a broom. You couldn't have found a
Weenie Hut Juniors.
You didn't find a garbage can lid or two or something.
You couldn't sit there and spin around with a ladder on your head.
Yeah, something. Not one ladder. I mean, if you're gonna honor somebody and put their name on it, honor them. Do it better than that.
Nothing about that felt Terry Funk outside of the fact that they kept calling it a Terry Funk hardcore.
Wow, nice transition to Firefly.
We're really glad that you're our friends.
Yowie, wowie.
Wowie, you found me. Oh.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
On our screen, folks. Coming up next, as we head back to commercial break.
Next Friday, we're getting They're playing it like that we're in fucking church, though, with his fucking theme.
It sounded like we were doing the show in Tijuana, actually. It's waiting for a cerveza to show up.
Mucho cerveza, por favor.
They're in Hershey. All right.
Hold. Pause.
Yeah, enough.
But I made a joke.
It came out in 1978, KJ. That makes sense. A few years before me, but
trying to expose ages around here.
There you go. I mean, like I said, I woke up. I grew up with a dad who had stacks of VHSs. He recorded everything. The good old days. Oh, that's coming on TV. Record it. Record everything. You're like, well, we're watching it.
I woke up in the back of a semi.
Yeah. I woke up in the back of a semi.
I grew up in the back of a semi. I'm a trucker's son.
Right. I'm about to cry about Bray. We understand, but try and find the silver lining in it all. It is super tragic and super sad. And I think we're getting a little more lively as the show goes on here. WWE's paying homage as they move the night forward. So, yeah, guys, I mean, that's all we can do. Celebrate, mourn, and remember.
Absolutely. I think that's what Wyndham, that's what anyone would want of. We're celebrating their life, and it's still continue on what they were involved in, what their craft was, what we all became fans of them because of pro wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you thinking of BJ and the Bear? Yes. You stop it with your pauses.
I don't want to know what movie you two have watched together that's called BJ and the Bear. I think that's that's a members only exclusive, only to KJ and Big Dog.
Man, don't. I was gonna say go Google that shit. No,
I don't know. No, I like having a hard drive. My shit will melt if I fucking Google that shit.
In 1978, that title was completely harmless.
Was it though, or did you just let it slide? I think you just let it slide.
Right. Speaking of softcore, Moxley would have already bled 27 times by now. A WWE hardcore match is less hardcore than an AEW straight up match.
I was gonna say, well, you don't know if if he hasn't done that just sitting at home relaxing. He might have actually already done that tonight. We can't confirm that. Because just existing,
right? For no particular reason, just goes in the kitchen, hits himself with a plate.
No, I think the fucking wind changes direction on this man, and his forehead just turns into fucking gusher.
No, Waller didn't. Theory didn't. Dakota Kai and Io Sky didn't. But Bailey did. Ray did. Santos didn't. Even I thought that like this was a riddle. Like, all right, have an
Right.
armband. Okay, so some people did not have armbands. Interesting.
I was trying to think of a riddle off the top of my head, but I couldn't
Right.
think of one. Of like, what has 2 arms and always reaches 12 or some shit.
Right. When do you think Butch will go solo? I have no idea. The Brawling Brutes is a bit of an
Around
anomaly.
when the time when they were actually going to make him Pete Dunne again, and he never became Pete Dunne again.
Yeah, that never
Yeah.
happened.
Right.
No chair shots. No. Sammy's just still going through some of these tweets. My heart breaks for Wyndham. Talking about, again, we talked about it earlier, that she would trick or treat with him. Mick Foley with some real touching words for both Bray and Terry.
Well, absolutely. Well, that's the thing, is that guy's connected tightly to both of them.
Right? Absolutely. Ooh, easily the worst hardcore match ever. What an insult to Terry. AEW chainsaw match looks 5-star compared to this crap. I think in these moments we try and just look past it and say fuck it, who cares? But truthfully, if you were going to have a Terry Funk hardcore match, you could have pulled out some other toys and made it look a little hardcore. That was pretty sad.
Oh, 100%. That was, you don't call that a hardcore match. That's literally the only reason there was a fucking table spot, and the reason Bobby didn't cause a disqualification because you called it a hardcore match.
Yeah, and even that was minimal.
Right.
KJ, is it anyway but loose? These new movie titles aren't getting any better, eh, Nick?
Not at all.
BJ and the Bear, or anyway but
I don't
loose.
know what type of stag party you got going on, my guy, but that might, like I said, that might be a member exclusive only thing. And I even don't have that jacket. I'm not even in that club.
Yeah, I think it's BJ and the Bear, but anyway but loose is a good one as well. Yeah. It's not even softcore, it's no core so far. Yeah, right. It's pretty much a fucking dry hump. There's not much to this at all. All right.
Fuck.
Do not pass second base. Do not collect $200. Do not go directly to jail.
Whoa.
Do not get anything. Tables. Where are the damn weapons?
Don't ask me on any of this shit right now.
We got the Miz. TMZ. Miz says to TMZ, you actually know who LA Knight is? Fucking Miz.
I kind of hate that TMZ Sports is a fucking thing. Just
a little bit.
It really just kind of makes my skin crawl.
That's what we should call the dirt sheet. TMZ Wrestling.
Night.
Yeah.
LA Knight.
No one.
I was trying to think of could we do like DMA? Dave Meltzer Alvarez, Spoiler Wrestling? Or Dave Meltzer Anonymous Wrestling?
Right. And here comes LA. Moxley probably bladed himself after watching that match. Pussies.
He just did it in honor of Terry Funk.
Yeah, someone should have. I'm sorry, guys. This show is a complete misfire. No, I don't agree. Other than the 2 promo packages and Cody, it's another SmackDown. It very much is another SmackDown.
Yes, I would have kind of liked if this was like I thought it was kind of going to go, to where it'd be an Eddie thing, to where we get some people talking versus just reading tweets.
Yeah,
and I know that's a hard ask, and it's an awkward position to put a lot of people in, but get that, and then maybe you get a replay of a really good Bray Wyatt match.
Yeah, I'm just apprehensive to have an opinion until the show's over on this one. But I mean, I like what they did in the beginning. Then you go about business. Oh, LA Knight.
But I think business could have been circumvented for this.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. Like I expected like 2 hours of tribute. Maybe that's, and again, how much of it was bullshit reporting that people were just saying shit and creating fake expectations. But in this case, I thought it was going to be like that Eddie night, right?
Right.
Oh, he's talking about the Fireflies. Keep in mind his last rival.
I was going to say his last match.
Yeah, his last match.
Had me thinking, it had me rewinding.
Yeah. I thought WWE stepping away from the
Sometimes your greatest foes can turn out to be your greatest helpers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He was getting me ready for anything.
There you go. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. It was any which way but loose with the monkey.
Again, Clint Eastwood and an orangutan in a movie called Any Which Way But Loose does not sound like an action flick. It sounds like something that has more X's than Twitter in front of it.
It's a good movie, man.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, like even that, Kenny. I mean, they could have come down with Funk You shirts.
Anything.
It's valid.
Like, better than that? Anything.
Yeah, like again, like I expected to see, like you talked about some people in the striped pants, or maybe somebody has a pantyhose on their head, something.
Come out with a fucking chainsaw. I mean, Christ, Tony can get Leatherface to come out. You can't
Tony Khan boarded,
chainsaw.
Right? I like the rumors that Tony Khan was the Leatherface.
Yeah, and
they just had his hair. That's all.
I was gonna say those people need to put down the vitamins, as we've still got the Fireflies right now popping up for LA Knight's promo here. Let me talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this is just too good. This man is pure butter on a microphone. He halfway does a pretty decent impression.
Not bad.
Nobody ever cared about you. Even when you had a stunt double, he was the star. Shout out Sandow.
Amen. You were background to a story about John Cena and The Rock. That is, again, LA Knight offering some truth.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. What is your favorite all-time favorite Bray Wyatt moment and match, KG and Nick?
You know what? Maybe it's just recency bias, but I think his return, like his last return when he came out at Extreme Rules, I believe it was in Pittsburgh. It was just such an epic moment. We all waited for it. The numbers went through the roof. It was so unbelievably cool, right? That night.
Right.
Run. Wow.
Why the fuck did that get me?
I don't know.
Oh, a wise man once told me, the next time you see me, run.
Yeah. I thought it was well played.
And up next,
LA Knight versus Finn.
Well, that's fucking... Well, I thought it... As we're getting Bray's Extreme Return, that to me is my favorite moment.
Yeah.
I guess for Bray Wyatt is the Extreme Rules return after the end of the White Rabbit, and we followed it as far down we could. And I guess this maybe is kind of double dipping, honey dipping on this of my favorite match, I guess, would be the Fiend versus Finn, just because that was the first time we saw the Fiend in ring. We saw that full entrance. We saw him come out with the lantern that was Bray's head. Yeah.
That's one thing. The guy had, he didn't miss not one of his entrances, not one of
No.
those entrances missed. They all hit.
Right.
The music, the look, the vibe, they all hit. They were all different, and they all hit.
He like I said, he brought horror movies to pro wrestling. He got you invested of he didn't have to be the dead man or
Yep.
you know play this unstoppable, this Jason Voorhees slasher killer, but he'll mind fuck you, pause, until the point to where you don't know if up is down and left is right.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree at all. And I think it was the coolest part. Like I said, at a time where I was a bit of a lapsed fan, Bray Wyatt was a big pull for me for WWE. Like it was like this show is atrocious. And then he'd show up and you're like, this is so different than everything else you're offering us.
Oh, absolutely.
Great, let's go.
Right.
Like even like again, like the stuff where you know, even I think underrated was when the family kind of turned on itself and how good Brody was and how good Rowan could be. And I mean, unfortunately, they became the Bludgeon Brothers for a moment. That was silly. But I mean, there was so much talent there.
Well, and even then, you have almost 3 iterations of Bray that are iconic. You have, you know, Swamp Leader, Cult Leader, Bray
The
Wyatt.
NXT one, it might be the best.
Catching flies.
Yeah.
That's iconic. Then you have Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. Hurt, heal. That's a whole different entity. That's a whole different variation. And then we got to where we got at times even Bray Wyatt of just I'm Bray Wyatt right now. I'm talking to you a way I haven't ever been able to.
Yeah.
And we got the Uncle Howdy. We got the whole White Rabbit situation.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely epic overall. I mean, yeah, man. It's again, we could sit here for hours, and moment after moment, and so much of it was built on the story. And I mean, again, I think we talked about the John Cena, you know, the cinematic matches. You touched on it as well,
right?
Of just it was like nothing else. Oh, look, Deion Sanders on a bull.
Oh, because we got college football. We got big news Saturday, September 2nd. We got the University of Colorado with prime time, Coach Prime, taking on TCU, number 17 in the nation. Fucks. I was gonna say the socials are there beneath us and everything.
Balor for the win, but I believe it will be due to the Miz run in. Neither one of these guys can lose clean in this match, in my opinion. Valid. That's
at the same time, like you talked about, though, as we're next week, we're getting Escobar and Ronald Mysterious taking on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. But does this match really hold water going forward from this?
That's where I think it's a bit of an outlier, right?
Jimmy also returns next week. So
there you go.
Everybody that wanted your bloodline storyline, you know, put a cap in it. You know, we'll get that next week. And deservedly, fittingly.
I agree. They should give LA Knight this win. I just don't know how we get there.
I mean, we got Finn with Pumpkinhead versus Bray with Sister Abigail with the, you know, the webbing over his head. So,
right.
Normally I would pick LA Knight for the win, and he still might, but with recent matches, both Knight and Miz, had where they came out to each other's match, I got to go Finn on this one. So you're taking Miz interference.
Yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable. I think I'm going to go LA Knight just because I don't want him to lose. Fucking hell.
Fair enough. So then, God damn it, for the sake of being difficult, I'll take Pumpkinhead Finn Balor. Prince Devitt.
I'll be right back, sir.
No, absolutely. You take a pause for the causes. We're still rolling through. We got about 15 minutes left on Friday Night SmackDown, as we've got now. Interesting question. Does LA Knight versus Finn Balor, is this the last match? That I feel like this probably is. Or this is I'll say this is the last match. Maybe not in the last moment, the last segment, the last anything on this show. But this is, to me, probably the last match. Daniel, yes, 100%. Mike, what up? Ronan, what up? Daniel, what up? Collision's going to get Rampage type numbers when college football comes back. We'll see. We got Daniel on Daniel action. Pause. There's a Roman Reigns drop the blue title belt for Bray Wyatt. Yeah, well, we've heard it speculated. We haven't seen it yet, and we've still got plenty of time because we've got at least 15 minutes, and not saying they won't run over. Vance says, Finn for the win with help. Fair enough. Avengers Assemble. What up? They should have had Roman Toll night tonight and lay the blue title down, but I don't know. The SmackDown has been poop and it's sad. I think but that's the thing is no matter what, it's going to be sad. I don't know, and this is going to sound weird to say, I don't know how you have a happy outcome coming out of SmackDown tonight regardless of whether they just went on with how they went and you had huge moments with the bloodline or whatever, or attempted huge moments, or I mean, maybe if you went just a full Bray Wyatt tribute, but you're still going to be sad about all of that. That's the thing is right now, on one hand, we're celebrating the man's life, but it's okay to be sad. Like, I really don't know how you don't kind of have that undertone right now with everything that's been going on. As LA for a 1 count after a shoulder tackle. Notre Dame versus Navy tomorrow. Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. Trust me, I'm a Notre Dame fan, and it has no in part to do with the fact that they're my initials. Well, Knight could still win by DQ if Miz runs in. Plus, we could see either JD or Judgment Day come out. Fair enough. Do you think they do a tribute on Monday night also? Colin, that's a good question. I'm sorry. I got to be quiet for this. This is when he came back and he was Bray Wyatt of I'm just being me. I'm just being me. Genuine me. You guys found me when I was weak, when I was vulnerable. That's something that with this whole situation is 100%. It has such another meaning behind it. And it's only fitting that a guy like Bray Wyatt, even after he's unfortunately passed, still we're finding multiple meanings and multiple interpretations on things that he said, on things that he did. It really goes to show of his creative mind, of just how impactful he was, of how, as much as everyone wanted him to be the next Undertaker, you're not going to have a next Undertaker, but you can have the first Bray Wyatt. And I think we got the first Bray Wyatt, and I don't know if we fully appreciated it because we wanted the next Undertaker. But I am in commercial break right now, folks. As KJ saying, Roman End show possible. I don't know. Nick, you said every version of Bray, all fantastic, but you missed one, Mr. Rogers Bray. I mean, I feel like that a little bit goes without saying, as I have obviously the Firefly Funhouse look and have the Firefly Funhouse background of that. To me, it just showed that he was like, he even talked about after the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match and everything, and that whole press conference. I'm forgetting which show it was exactly on, but about taking risks and really putting yourself out there and expressing yourself and really going after what you want to do and how you want to present your image and your creativity and everything. And I think that that's a lot of message, a message that a lot of people, even outside of pro wrestling fans, can really listen to and understand. To where he's even saying to some people this is a sport, to some people this is a show. To me, if you're not taking a risk, what the hell are you here for? That's one thing you cannot deny about Wyndham Rotunda, is that he was willing to put himself out there as much as he could, whenever he could. Finn Balor for the win. Possible KJ Roman could end show, but it will be bloodline business. No. We already saw that we're getting Jimmy next week. Shutout 5. Leaf Vapes. Daniel, Explain. Notre Dame for the win. Yeah.
I didn't even
Absolutely.
understand that comment.
There you go. You're on the Leafs and the Vapes. But Mike Clayton saying Notre Dame 2:30 on NBC. Yeah, that's normally the home of Notre Dame football.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Falls count anywhere. Monday.
Between who? Oh.
Becky and Starks, and we will be here live. We'll be here tomorrow, folks. We'll be here Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you tell all your friends anywhere you can share it. Let them know. It's going to be a crazy day here on the channel.
That's going to be the really interesting day, and I think that's really obviously outside of everything that's happened, unfortunately, and even that may play into it. But for months at this point, we've been building to this Sunday. We've been building to All In. That's become, to me, in my eyes, the Woodstock of pro wrestling. Doesn't matter what the fuck happens. It's more the experience.
Yeah. No, it's going to be crazy. And I mean, it's just, I think we all thought, especially knowing Tony Khan, we thought, and we'll talk about this more in coming up after this because we're sticking around.
Right.
But I think we expected that fantasy booking Tony to kick in and getting like crazy matches. And this isn't it.
But when you sell tickets and you don't announce matches, as much as, like I said, I want that of just the surprise of you can't outbook what somebody could fantasy book.
I disagree with that to a level. Like if this was a Mania, like you want to see The Rock, Hogan, you want to see Cena, Bray.
But you let's be honest, you don't have any storyline in AEW that's even fucking close to that. You don't have anything that you could.
Regardless of the storyline,
well, you have one, but you won't pull the trigger on it.
Regardless of storyline, I thought Tony was going to book it heavy, like really swing his hammer and give us like
this is heavy to him. This is heavy to him.
I don't think so. There's only 2 singles matches,
right? But what else could he do that are big singles matches on this card?
Sorry, what's the last part?
I was saying, what else are big singles matches? What are big storylines that he has going?
Yeah, but I'm not basing it on the storyline. With Tony, you get like the fantasy booking, so it would be like, bad example, but I mean, you get like the Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay match. You get like, outside of FTR,
Goldberg versus Ryback,
you're not really getting it. Like, yeah, maybe you get a Goldberg. The second name doesn't make sense.
There's still 4+ matches, some odd hours that he could add. So
for sure.
I'm still holding out with hope for Jeff Jarrett and Grado.
There you go. With Bray Wyatt's death, how does it affect Uncle Howdy? We don't know yet, Brandon. It remains to be seen.
Yeah, respectfully, I almost don't want to halfway speculate out on it at this point in time.
I mean, it's a valid question in the sense of like,
it is valid.
Is there something for Bo? Clearly, he was brought back into the company with a purpose. If that purpose changes, what happens to Bo, right? Like, I mean, he's been through quite an ordeal already. Oh, up he goes.
Well, I even said maybe Bo or Howdy picks up the mantle.
It'd be interesting. I don't know. Or if they just go a completely new direction.
Do we end tonight with another shot of we go through the Firefly Funhouse, we get cobwebs and
you gotta turn the lights off. You gotta shut her down. I think that's something that hasn't happened.
If that happens, and I almost don't want to fully take a pause because I know we're towards the end here. If that happens, respectfully, I'm probably done for the night. Like I'm gonna ugly cry myself to sleep.
Big power slam. There you go. Send up the elbow. But yeah, they need to do that. You need to turn off the lights. You have to say goodnight. KJ White and Big Nick, rest in peace. Bray Wyatt is a legend. Rest in peace. Terry Funk is a legend. There you go. 2 legends, 2 days. Crazy.
Absolutely.
I can be totally wrong. Miz comes out, then Big Red comes out to help LA Knight win. Interesting.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be mad about it.
Not at all.
Completely off topic. Do you feel like The Rock is a bigger name at this point than Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because of the height of Hulkamania, dude. But Rock's huge.
I think they're the closest comparable. Of even if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, you're still splitting hairs.
Yeah. No, and you're right. I mean, and again, Hogan
How
was
many
in.
kids know Moana and don't know The Rock from wrestling?
Yeah. No, I mean, you got a valid point. And I mean, Hogan did, you know, No Holds Barred and Suburban Commando. The Rock did blockbusters, you know?
Superplex. I thought you were going to say
Nice superplex.
the fucking nanny movie. That
Oh! No way!
BFT
Clean! He wins!
LA Knight. Yeah.
Clean over Finn Balor. Glad I picked that guy.
I was going to say, I'm taking all the L's.
They're the best in Louisiana. Great flavors. Granddaddy Perp. Tastes like real Cuspidines.
What?
I have no idea. I feel like there was a typo in there. I feel
like we jumped in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, maybe. Part of me wants to watch All In just for the sake of witnessing the train wreck it's going to be. Well, Daniel, that's not very positive. Why don't you tune in for the amazingness it could be?
Well, even then, at the end of the day, you can't lie, because a lot of people bought tickets just on the event and the experience as a whole, and there's no way this is the end.
Here we go. Lights out. Here we go. Dude, everything's shutting down. Here we go.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be quiet.
So, folks, the lights are going out. Very fiendish. There's the lantern. Thank you, Bray.
Oh, my God. Is that him?
No. I thought it was Redbeard.
I don't. It looks like him. Oh, they're showing it. Oh, there was the video. I thought, fuck.
Fireflies in effect again. Hashtag thank you, Bray. He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's got the whole wide world in his hands.
Listen to the crowd, man.
Where?
And that's how we're gonna go. Okay. I thought they should have done the Firefly thing, but that's just me being picky.
There's 80 different ways you could have gone with that, and they all would have been fucking amazing.
But that's it. Sorry, folks. That is it. We're not going to take a rating on this particular show. We're going to give them a pass. Basically, it's a 10 out of 10 for Terry, 10 out of 10 for Bray.
So Wyatt 6 out of 10. Fuck off.
What?
I said it's a Wyatt 6 out of 10. Fuck off.
The Wyatt 6, that's not enough. It's 6 out of 10.
Pause.
But yeah, no, I mean, we went off the air. The crowd was loud, but fuck, dude. But we are gonna switch over to Rampage. We go keep talking about Bray. We'll keep talking about SmackDown. We'll keep talking about Terry Funk. But like I said, get in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's on your mind. Was that Bo? I don't think so.
No, I got thrown off because they had it so perfectly. If they had the video with the lantern and everything behind it, that it literally looked like there was someone standing in the ring at that moment in time.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, some people are going to say they didn't do enough. But again, it's such a hard spot to be in. But that was the show, folks.
I so torn because as much as the fucking ending still just has me fucking twist up inside of it, it's one of those of no matter whether you liked how they edited or whatever,
doesn't matter.
A chapter is fucking over. Like, let's just acknowledge that is a chapter in pro wrestling history. It is ended too soon.
Yeah, it's goodbye for now, but it's definitely too soon, definitely too early. And it again, we've said it for 24 hours now. It's sad. It was a shot on the screen. Thank you. Everyone else throwing up some tens. We appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, a heart-wrenching way to go off the air. And again, you heard it from the crowd. I just felt like there was more. You could have had more moments of that feeling, but
that's going back to the whole thing of I thought it was initially going to just be literally we just got a tribute show. It was Eddie of we got people talking backstage instead of reading tweets, and then we got a replay of a match, or even if you want to sit there and instead of giving us what was supposed to be a Terry Funk hardcore tag team match, show us a hardcore Terry Funk match. Show us a Terry Funk match. I would have rather taken that right now, personally, with the way I feel just as a pro wrestling fan and just in my mental state of I would have rather have watched replays of matches than watch what they gave us.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with that hardcore situation. Like it didn't really hit the mark for me. Again, I thought they should have at least made it a little more bombastic if you were going to go that route.
Right.
I love LA Knight talks about Bray Wyatt and the love. Cody Rhodes showing love to Terry Funk. Again, you don't fault the sentiment. And again, it was a very heartfelt way to end the night. We end it with the lantern in the ring. There was talks about, Roman maybe passing off the blue belt. But yeah, I mean, again, it's not the easiest thing to pull off. I don't want to be overly critical on this particular night. Like we said, it doesn't really matter. It's goodbye regardless.
That's the thing, is as fucked as it is to say it doesn't matter, but it's still at the same time as it's only fitting with a Bray Wyatt situation of everyone can fantasy book 10 different scenarios to where they could have played out better in their own head.
Right. And again, you got 24 hours to turn this around. And maybe that's why you don't have a whole lot of vignettes. And I'm sure it's hard to get a lineup of people that want to really
No one was really expecting all of this to happen. So it's not like they had that shit on standby. Maybe the Terry Funk stuff, but not anything with Wyndham.
But Rampage is kicking off for those who are curious. Orange Cassidy is in the ring. Once again, this is a spoiler-free zone. So let us know. Again, we'll take your prediction. We won't take predictions just because
I was going to say, what the fuck?
But
how do I go? How do I go from a tribute to Bray Wyatt to fucking this Chelsea Green Cruella DeVille fucking knockoff on my fucking screen? With Aaron Solo
going into QT Marshall.
Going into All In, fuck off of all of whatever else, whatever. But still, we're building up to All In, and this is what you're putting out to build up to it, my guy.
You know what? The entrance doesn't match the wrestler.
The entrance doesn't match anything. Heat, tone, mood, feeling, vibe, anything.
Like, why did that happen?
I asked myself the same question. Oh, QT is defending the AAA Latin American Championship tonight against Gravity.
Because that's what should happen on your last Rampage before the biggest show you've ever done.
Right, and like I said, I'm gonna have a moment here.
Yeah, go take a breath. Monday Night Raw will have a tribute vibe too. Different talent, different stories. Fair enough, Mark. You're not wrong. Guys, I'm so happy that Knight went over Balor clean. Me too. I picked him to win for that reason. It was a big win for him. He looked good. Again, he has that playful side, and you're about to end the night with a heavy note. We started the night with a heavy note. So you give the crowd in the building a reason to cheer. So, yeah, I mean, again, you just struggle to be overly critical. It wasn't a typical Friday, and I can't hold them to that standard. But Aaron Solo and Orange Cassidy are kicking it off. Very seriously, actually being pushed as the top guy. And yeah, that's the other hope with LA Knight, is that they really are taking him serious, and we are going to get something out of him, because it only makes sense. It only makes sense. Tony Khan makes us happy. Let Orange lose. Never going to happen. I don't know when he will lose it. I'm actually shocked he's not defending it at Wembley. Wonder if AEW will do their own Terry Funk tribute, including a match in his name. Ronan, that'd be very interesting. I imagine they'll address both Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. I think Tony will do that in some way, shape, or form. And I'm half expecting. I really want to see Wembley give us a little Bray, a little love for Bray at the show. I really do. 10 out of 10 SD show. Hell of a tribute for Bray. Jordan, welcome. The show personally could have been better, in my opinion. I would have liked more of a tribute show to both of them, and still focusing on Payback was, in my opinion, a little disrespectful. I don't feel like, I mean, keep in mind, the key parts of what they got going on for Payback and beyond were put on the back burner. A little bit of angle in there to get through the one match. Yeah, it's a tough spot. I mean, a 24-hour turnaround. And again, I don't want to let them off the hook, but I like the tributes that they did do. I felt like there could have been more of like the moment, like the match, a match ends and the two guys kind of hug. I mean, going back to kind of that Eddie Guerrero vibe, right? Like where you knew they were just in there to honor their friend, wrestle on behalf of somebody they loved that they lost. The match ends, there's a bit of a hug, that kind of vibe to it. And we just didn't have a lot of that. And like Nick said, we got a lot of tweets instead of, maybe there was some way to do some backstage stuff to get a little more of the feel. But again, it's not easy. Back to wrestling fan mode, and it's time for AEW Rampage. Yeah, well, like Nick said, one hell of a transition coming off the emotional roller coaster that was the SmackDown into an Orange Cassidy Aaron Solo match, where Orange Cassidy right now is shin kicking the buxom blonde. Have Orange submit it all in. Yeah, good luck. Oh, Solo almost hit her, which might have got a pop. Tope Orange Crush. Bray Wyatt gets 5 stars, hands down, one of a kind. There will never be another Bray. Amen. Amen, big dog. I know I usually have a ton of words to add to something, but that's it right there. One of a kind. I mean, sums it up really well. And Nick and I, it was funny because we recorded a bunch of little clips that we're going to put out on YouTube in our shorts. And one of the clips, like we were playing kind of a guess the wrestler, and the answer was Bray Wyatt. So I'm doing the editing, and it's just funny that that clip hit, not really knowing what was next in the queue. And it was just like, it was a little surreal of like, wow. So it's just crazy. It's all crazy. Trying to deal with it as we go here. OC for the win. I'll take it. 10 out of 10. That was a good SmackDown considering the circumstances. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a sentimental 10 out of 10. But yeah, overall, a good job. I know some people are going to demand more. And I think we think back to Brody Lee's tribute night, and it was all about Brody. I kind of wanted that tonight for Bray, like the whole show just succumbed to everything people were feeling about Bray and Terry. But the end, like I said, the crowd chanting "Thank you, Bray" at the volume they were chanting it, the lantern in the ring. Man, it's hard to think that we're not going to see that again. It's hard to think that little girls woke up this morning without their father. That their family no longer has Bray, and that he's just not here. It was a very poignant way to end the whole thing. Even though I kind of wanted them to bring up the Firefly Funhouse, kind of do like a zoom around the room kind of thing, and then have the lights turn out, like almost have that. But again, can they pull that off in 24 hours? So I don't want to be too picky. It's a hard enough situation, and I'm sure there was a lot of emotional people back there, some of which that couldn't go out. I can't do it tonight. Thank God Khan isn't an architect because he builds like crap. Price. You're yeah, you're 100% right with this one. The thing with Tony, again, I've said it a million times. He's inexperienced. I think All In and All Out are gonna expose that a little bit. And we might get really good matches, which will save him. And he might have really good surprise pops, which in the past he's delivered some cards that weren't great, but people overlook it because, oh my God, these two people showed up or this happened. And it's not really about what did the booker deliver. I took a great deal of offense to Tony being considered Booker of the Year the way he was, just for, again, not much of a booker. He can put together a spot show really well and kind of fantasy book. That's where I was trying to say to Nick that All In surprised me that we're not getting some, and I think some of you guys out there might understand what I'm saying, but that we didn't get the bigger fantasy matches that, like, holy shit, we're going to see the, so and so and so and so take it on, like that real epic level of booking that we've seen in the past with Tony, where he really likes to go over the top. This feels a little different, like more, again, just if you want to try and tell me that, the swerve match is one of the, oh my God, what a fantasy booked match. It not really. The women's match, I'd rather a one-on-one women's match. But again, oh, wait a minute. Oh, the blonde's got what is her? Danny? She's singing at Orange. Kind of, or talking, or screeching, or I don't know what the fuck this is. My ears are, my freaking ears. What is this? Wow, that was sloppy as hell. Orange Cassidy down hard and a 2 count, and somebody take the mic away from this lady. QT and Gravity having a great couple of months, shockingly. You know what? I will say this. I'm hard on QT for obvious reasons. Another 2 count for Solo. But listen, QT in AAA was really solid. He took a wow. They showed a replay of Solo pretty much dropping Orange Cassidy. Why would you choose that as the replay? Like the lady's in the ring with her boot. So she not only sings, she like, and look at the ref. Like, this is ridiculous. OC gets out of the way. The ref catches her. And Solo, you're new. All Atlantic. No, I'm just kidding. 2 count. Orange Cassidy doesn't lose. Come on. Can't knock this man out. Jordan, people paid money to go see a wrestling show, and they still have to move the business forward while also paying tribute to Bray throughout the entire show with less than 24 hours notice. That's the thing. And that's the other part of this. You have a live audience that's there, and it's the old story. And I don't mean to be cold. I don't mean to be heartless, because I'm not. You guys have seen how much this has touched me. It's wow. They're Orange Cassidy with the win, by the way. But you do have a live audience, and I'm all for those. Like, I just felt the matches themselves could have had a little more of a tribute-y vibe to it, like have things kind of go off, they have those moments where they're pointing up to the sky, that kind of vibe. But to your point, like I was saying, the old adage, the show goes on, and it's heartbreaking. But we've seen WWE over all these decades go through, major disasters, major events in history and time, not just the loss of life, but major losses of life. And they go back on with the idea that you're honoring the people who've passed, and you're honoring, you're entertaining people who are currently sad. And you know what? Tonight, the matches were a nice distraction from all the heaviness we felt. We had something to talk about. We had something to, again, you're not going to get much story, much angle, and maybe it wasn't the level of tribute that people led us to believe. But I think this Bray Wyatt story taught us a lot about, when you're reading the internet, try not to get caught in that silo. Try not to start believing because I believe the dirt sheets, I believe the internet crowd create unrealistic expectations at times. They did it for a lot of this, and people start believing. We talked about it before. Well, Cody and Brock should have had a stipulation, or this person should have done this, but that's just made up shit. So they have to put on a show. The show does go on. We're heartbroken, but I think again, we always believe that if you ask Terry Funk, or if you ask Bray Wyatt, or if we asked any other person who's passed throughout our time, they'd say, go do what you do best. Go put on a show. Don't stop the show for me. Especially, you know what type of guy Bray and Terry both were. They'd be mad that we were sad about it. Especially Terry. Knock that off. Now here's QT talking about how people think he's getting opportunities because of his friendship with Tony Khan. Orange Cassidy reminds me of Dean Ambrose. In what sense, big dog? You're going to have to be more specific other than some denim, a lot of denim. I just heard Seth's cackle on Rampage. Very interesting, Larry. Keep enjoying those vitamins, sir. Bray Wyatt will be missed forever. Emo, I agree. I mean, again, I talked about Bray a lot live. Sat here for over a year, hoping and wishing. I'd show up to every pay-per-view. This is the pay-per-view. We're going to get Bray. And the hardest part was not getting all the Bray that we thought we should get. And that was a tough spot.
Speaking of not living up to all that you thought you should have gotten.
See, you got to cut that sentence in half. There you go. It was more appealing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say about with the whole thing tonight. It becomes very much a little bit of. I think Luna actually was the one that mentioned it last night when we kind of just spur of the moment went live and everything. Where we were gonna go live and just had to completely change course. It's a little bit of that Owen Hart situation to an extent, and I hate to bring up one tragedy talking about another, but it's one of those of you as cold. I don't want to say it's even cold, but it's one of those of how much you go one way and how much you go the other way and everything like that. And you're caught in such an off guard moment of how do you respond, and it's no one's going to be satisfied either way.
Yeah, and also you're asking people who are currently grieving, who are currently shocked, currently dealing with the loss as much as we are, to a much greater degree because of proximity. And we want them, hey, can you make us feel better? Can you do more?
Fair enough. And I will say this, and as we're in a commercial break and everything, and 100% as we are just fans. We're fans that come on here and talk about as much wrestling and our perspectives and our views on it and everything like that, 100%. And that's why I like at the same time that we are able to come on here and we're still able to chat with everybody and grieve kind of as a unit and everything.
Yeah.
But when you have other people that are in the quote unquote wrestling media that are interviewing wrestlers, that are there for other situations, specifically say All Out, that obviously there's enough that have a connection to WWE. And less than 24 hours after the situation, you're asking their thoughts and their opinions and their memories on Wyndham, on Bray. Like that to me is unrelated. I understand we're all grieving. Understand everybody grieves differently. Understand that we all have different perspectives on this.
Yeah.
But it becomes so much of you have to treat this shit with kid gloves a little bit. You have to be very sensitive with this.
Well, and again, I think we talked about this a lot. I mean, I think as a collective, and I hate, kind of for us, we always wanted the place where you could talk wrestling and kind of get it straight and really make sense of what we have to deal with and really make sense of the stories. And there was so much misdirection and so much bullshit out there. And even this Bray Wyatt situation where people who are supposed to be credible, who's supposed to matter, who are supposed to be respected at their jobs, going public with Bray walking out, Bray's quitting the company, Bray's not happy with creative, which granted, again, neither will be proved, none matter. But at the end of the day, this guy's sick and people are speculating about nonsense. And the nonsense to me, and like you talked about with that interview with Mark Henry, I mean, these are the people that we need to kind of revolt against. And I'm not
Oh, I
advocating.
wasn't even talking about that one. You can have that one. I was talking about Paul White, Big Show getting interviewed.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. You mentioned Mark Henry, which I'm sure that.
Oh, sorry. That's my mind wandered.
No, you're good.
But at the end of the day, I mean, even with this, like to transition now, okay, you know, you want to look about positives and you want to build something, and you look at the wrestling world in 2023, and it's growing and it's becoming bigger and it's getting some traction. And you want people that, and there are people out there who champion that, who are promoting the big ticket sales of both companies, that are promoting the successes of both companies. And then you got a guy who's supposed to be your friend, Tony Khan, that is in, you know, we're a week away from All Out, and all this guy's reporting about is guess what Punk did now, instead of, you know, building up the positives, instead of putting out there all the good shit, instead of trying to be credible, respectable. And there's too many people in the wrestling world, because it's just wrestling, to get away with it. And and honestly, it's tiring.
Well, it's people that would rather have headlines than a actual community.
Yeah, it's sad. The main event for Rampage is Hikaru Shida and DMD versus Ruby Soho and Tony Storm, Big Nick. So there you go.
Tag team match player right before we get to, you know, all four women having that. As I'm getting Gravity coming out right now.
Oh, goody.
He's doing his best Axiom impression.
I'm getting a
because
package.
He's got the moon behind him, and they don't have the AR slow physics visual.
They don't have the budget.
They just have him out there, just like kind of slowly stepping.
Right. So I met Wyndham at FCW, and I told him how Blackjack and Dusty making mistake, breaking kayfabe at the bar with my dad, drinking together after they were wrestling each other earlier. Wyndham was genuine. Right on, Hurricane. Thank you for sharing that.
Fair enough. I have not heard that story at all. I think the most infamous, you know, people breaking kayfabe is when Hacksaw and Sheiky Baby got pulled over just playing puff puff pass.
And it really derailed what Hacksaw could have been. It was.
But is it still interesting that as we talk about like the whole kayfabe and everything like that, Bray Wyatt, you didn't know what was kayfabe, you didn't know what was what anymore. Like,
no, that was the
lore just behind that.
Well, even today they were reporting about that you know, his return promo, and now people are like, it was 100% genuine. And again, I don't know who the source of that thought was, but again, we felt at the time that he like, okay, he's just speaking from the hip. This is his moment to say I'm back, and thank you for for making me more over than people that you see every single week. It's crazy.
Right, but then it still turned into Uncle Howdy coming out and everything. Everything's still involved with a little bit of story. That's the greatest thing. And I know we joke with like MJF and everything like that. The greatest trick that a devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Right.
But that's the greatest thing with Bray Wyatt, of literally every time you thought you had it figured out, you really didn't even know the questions.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just noticing QT coming out in repping his Mexican colors.
Yeah, he's out here speaking in Spanish.
They gave him a little promo about how, you know, people think I get opportunity because of Tony, so I went to AAA to prove everybody wrong.
Well, they both end in a Y. It's Cody instead of Tony.
Right. AEW's tribute will be Moxie spelling out Funk's name in blood on the mat or his chest. We'll find out.
Or both.
Yeah, human stamp. I'm Gravity.
He will be the one to bring out a fucking cattle prod or a fucking branding iron.
Right.
Why is telling me you don't see Moxley out there with the
that'd be amazing. Do it. And then don't sell it.
By the way, we are underway with QT versus Gravity.
Yeah,
it's so weird. It's much like how New Japan Kenny is best Kenny. Yeah. AAA QT is best QT.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, what the hell? Like this is an unnecessary stop in our show right now, but whatever.
Well, that should have been a
Oh, he slapped him.
a somersault into a pile driver. That's what it should
Yeah,
have been, because he caught him as a pile driver.
You're ahead of me. I just got the arm drag.
Oh, I just got a giant elbow of gravity jumping off the top rope. He defied gravity and he found out the hard way.
Gravity treating the ring like a bouncy castle. Why is Perry versus Hook happening at Wembley? I agree. That's an interesting. Is it on the pre-show 0 hour?
It's
okay, I accept that.
It's to get your little bit of a pop. It's to get your reaction, and because Tony is a glutton for overbooking, he can't help himself. Rather than, even though he has a pay-per-view in Chicago a week away, he has to put 17, 27, 54 matches on this card.
You realize Payback's the second, and All Out is the third, right?
Don't.
Giddy up.
I'm already struggling, my guy. I don't need that on top of this.
Strap in and strap on. Should OC be the next #1 contender for MJF based on his record? Technically, yeah. If you win this many matches in a row, you should be the #1 contender.
Yeah, if records counted in AEW again, they 100%. Oh, as in picture QT just power bombed Gravity onto the apron. But yeah, well, at this point, if we're going off a record alone, OC should be undisputed Universal Championship holder of the world. Like, he should hold all the titles. He has won every match on every AEW. He opens every AEW card.
OC, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking.
I
was like, wait a minute. Yeah, no, OC. It was like, I mean, it's almost equivalent of like, all right, he's on the Goldberg streak. When does he get a title shot? Like, he's the best guy in the company. Nobody can beat him. You know, like all these months, all this time, win.
Right.
Someone needs to turn on OC. Fucking again, Trent. They shaved his head. Have him show up in a souped up fucking minivan.
I was gonna say, what about Stu? You thought, when I've compared them to WCW, you thought it was bad enough with just Judy Bagwell. Now imagine a tag team involving Judy Bagwell.
Right. And QT, the man meant to be forgotten. There you go. Well, they re-signed him and they're giving him a push because he's the AAA one of the champions.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact title, but yeah, he's 100% though. He's their head trainer. He's their Bill DeMont. He's their William Regal when it comes to developing talent for AEW.
Yeah,
I mean, might say a thing.
I mean, AEW is full of Reg Dunlops, like the player coaches that, you know, I'm gonna coach you, but then I'm gonna go there and take your TV time too.
Thanks, I was gonna say, I don't even think I got that full reference.
But hey, if you get the Slapshot reference out there, high five.
But yeah, 100%. Well, we've seen it with Jeff Jarrett. We've seen it with which one of the Madison Rain? I was gonna say, which one of the beautiful people was it that they signed? But yeah,
Madison Rain,
a lot of player coaching. We've seen a lot of I'm you know, the GM, but I'm also the starting quarterback of the fucking football team.
Yeah, it's interesting. Gravity the Man got that one.
The Gravity the Man, I want to forget.
Yeah, we didn't get that one. That's amazing. 7 out of 10 for SmackDown. Fair enough. Owen was recklessly irresponsible having him.
I'm not going to hear.
I'm not going to read that, Daniel. That's
no, you can have that. That is 100% what I'm mad at.
Yeah. Harley Cameron, horrible singing is making my ears bleed. My freaking ears. Yeah, I'm with you.
What are you, Rodden? I'm not Rodden Todd over here with you.
Mo
Flanders.
Mo snaps. I love it. On a little side note, next year I'm heading back to the Black Hills to finally do a ceremony for my bro. Going to be a few of his friends as well. Hopefully, will give us some closure. Absolutely, man. T's and P's. and that should be an amazing experience.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Boom, Louis in the house with 5 strong. Thank you, Louis.
Well, and I this is amazing sentiment, Louis.
Yeah,
Grateful we all have this chat to collectively feel for something that usually ostracizes us. Amazingly put, sir. Later, wrestling fans, rest in peace. Bray, Funk, Louis, Pierdo out. But yeah,
have a good one, Louis. Thank you.
well, we even talked about it yesterday. Well, we had like CJ and Luna on here and everything. And you even said it. We had so many people that weren't wrestling fans, like my wife's Tangio wrestling fan. I literally just mentioned to her of literally got off of here when we were doing predictions and found out, hey, Bray Wyatt passed away, and literally she's, you okay? What can I do for you? Like it's everybody knows the impact of that. This man stretched beyond pro wrestling.
Right. Grateful. Yeah, no, we are super grateful. And I said it. We always wanted to create a place. And I mean, again, it is what it is. We're all big fans. And I just felt like the watching wrestling fans eat each other alive. I wanted to find a place where we could come and shoot the breeze, get to know each other, have a good time, show that there's rational, positive people involved in this.
I was gonna say, literally, I started off in the chat. Like literally, you and I started off because I was in the chat chatting and everything.
That's it. So no, we appreciate that. And if we give anybody an outlet or somewhere to be, we can't thank you enough for letting it be us.
100%.
The more matches at All In, the better. I can't wait to be at Wembley on Sunday. Thomas, you gonna be there?
Ooh, you better have a Wrestling for Life Network sign, but also
let's go. Get yourself a t-shirt.
Right, but do we need 17 hours of pro wrestling on a Sunday afternoon at Wembley?
Let's go. Yes, we do, man. We do. Here was the strange QR code on the TV. There was what?
Who's the what now?
Right. No,
bridging suplex for a 2 count on the QT.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're the one that mentioned his name. I'm merely responding to what you said. I don't. Oh, okay, sir. You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Damien, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Oh, Bear saying nicely said, Louis. 100%.
The Bloodline storyline is getting kind of unbelievable. In what sense? I mean, right now it's on pause, so. I mean, we'll find out when we come back.
Right. Well, and even then, there's still, it has layers to it. They're still developing pieces of how many times have we thought that with the storyline, and then it turns around and pulls something out of its ass.
And I still think I'm getting Jimmy and Jay at Payback. We'll see. I'm convinced.
Paulo, what up? And then JV out here with yellow flag on the field. Red card. Red card. You got a red card.
It's likely stay together or apart. Sheesh. It's like stay together or apart. Sheesh.
Cheech and Chong. What?
I see what you're saying.
Gravity going to
ebbs and flows.
Mid rope. Brett's rope. Most dangerous rope. Fall away. Samoan suplex or Samoan slam.
Oh.
2 count. 2 count.
Yeah. Forgot this match was still going. Yeah, me too. I can't believe it is.
The commentators did too.
Yeah, come on now. For what else we got? Friday, September 8th will be busy for you guys. SmackDown Rampage, Superstar Spectacular in India. Yeah.
Now, I've heard the auspicious rumor that they're not actually going to stream that on Peacock or anything like that. That's going to be literally, if you live in India.
Shut up.
No, that's what I've heard. Is that it's going to be exclusive to there. I don't know.
Shocked.
I don't know as QT picks up the win. Again, I don't know on either situation, but I've seen that even despite it, Cena's return and everything, that they're going to keep it an Indian exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, that would blow my mind because usually, I mean, whether it's a Wednesday or a Friday or a Tuesday, like they tend to just give it to us, right? So
pause.
Pause. Yeah, we'll see. I'd be very shocked with that. I just got the ding ding now.
Well, I was gonna say it'll be very interesting. That's got to be like middle of the afternoon on what, a Sunday,
right?
That'll be brunch with the boys 75 at this point. I feel we'll just start adding numbers like the Goldberg streak here.
Yeah, no, I think we'll be at 8.
170 and 0. I will fact
too
check
close
still.
together for me to trick.
Man claims 7. I still don't know if I can trust that. Where's
A-Town?
Dude? Fact checkers, let us know.
It's 5.
If it is 7, I'm fine with that. I'll wear my Mike Vick jersey.
It's close. It's close. I don't know. Maybe 6. Oh, we got a Dark Order package. Interesting. Man, the AAA title looks like a 5th grade art and craft project. And from CJ. That's funny.
Yeah, from CJ's. We're getting Caneosaurus coming out right now. Lucha Kane. And shout out Big Dog in memory of Bray Wyatt. Throw your 4 life stickers in the chat and show your love for Bray Wyatt. Let your light shine, fireflies.
Do it. Dude, I was telling people when you were on your break, I was cutting a clip of you and I singing that song on the recording.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how fucking apropos is that?
Bro, I was doing, I know, he's got the whole world. Last I got told I hit it too well, apparently.
Larry with some 4 life love. Again, Big Dog, thank you for the super chat. I mean, as we always say, it just goes right back into what we're doing here. So 170 and 0 is wild. Are we talking about Orange Cassidy?
Well, no, I was saying of that would be brunch with the boys. We've got the Goldberg streak going on now. We just magically add like another 12.
Right. MLW Fury Road is the same day as All Out, September 3rd. Guess what? We're not going to be paying attention.
I was going to say, wait, is this where I do the Tom Hardy thing of that? That's bait. That's bait.
No, but there's plus there's NWA. Or was that last?
I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna be down with the.
Yeah, there's only so much we can do, folks. Only so much we can do. But Damien, I'm sure we'll talk about the results.
I was gonna say you can let us know while we're watching something else. Yowie wowie.
Uncle Roger's looking at.
You didn't have that. That even what I'm mad at.
Hi, CJ. It's Caneosaurus.
No, then he'd have to be paired up with Britt Baker DMD. As Caneosaurus picks up the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, folks. I mean, we're rolling through Rampage here. It's not of very much consequence for life. Much appreciated.
For life.
Right. Bum, bum, bum.
I forgot who you
beat. I think you understand. We're like, if I was Tony Khan, having people consistently reporting negativity about the inner workings of my company isn't helping me. Like, you're in this week. It's important, and all you're talking about is the rumors and the bullshit in the sheets.
Yeah. Pause. Well, what we talk about between the sheets sure stays between you and I here. But to me, it goes back to, even though if this was really forethought, if you really plan this out, a lot of these hiccups aren't fucking happening. That's really the thing, is a lot of these are user error or self-inflicted wounds. Like AR Fox, we have to suddenly write off of, and they're mad at AR because they just found out. Well, you booked the card. You're his boss. Rhea Phoenix can't make it over there because of visa issues. We have to write him off. How long has this show been booked? And we're just finding this the fuck out?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
HR does not talk. Left hand does not talk to the right hand.
Right. Is this the first time Rich Swann ever wrestled in AEW? KJ, that wasn't really Rich Swann, was it?
No.
Shut up.
Where the fuck did you fucking see
Luchasaurus just won a match, and it couldn't have been Rich Swann.
No, there's no way they're doing that, and they're not saying it's Rich Swann and making
you have to say it's Rich Swann.
Yeah.
The Masters of the Universe. Why?
CJ and the Masters of the Universe.
The funny part is that like CJ gonna have to Google that to figure out what that is.
Right? Yeah, literally. Man has no idea about that reference or that joke.
Right. Keep it in the sheets, KJ. No, I won't.
This man's out here in the streets.
That was 100% Rich Swann. Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck?
Rich Swann just did a job to Lucha Kane. Shut up. I'm rewinding. I'm going back.
Actually, I do. I have the capability to rewind.
I have the power.
No, that is not Rich. That is no way. That is Rich Swann. That is Rich Swann's stunt double.
That's Rick Swann, guys.
Yeah, that is Rich. That is Rich Goose, not Rich Swann.
Ricky
Mallard. Yeah, that is not Rich Swann. You can have that.
When did Punk Dust happen? I must have missed that. That was last Saturday.
Oh, no, that's El Conquistador. I like how they keep trying to say it's the Golden Vampire or the Golden Werewolf or whatever. Yeah, no, that's gimmick infringement Conquistador.
Right.
By the power of Grayskull.
Why? The childhood favorite.
Fuck off. All right.
I'm just gonna leave it hang for a second.
Well, no, I was gonna say, but this is still going back to this is why this was needed. Literally with everything that's going on, we're just shooting the shit about pro wrestling. We're getting back to just shooting the shit about
we just needed some nonsense to take our mind off all the horror.
Yeah, we needed discount. We needed great value Rich Swann in the fucking ring to fucking set everything ablaze.
Set everything.
Right.
Ricky Swann, Ricky Goose.
Ricky Swann. Yeah, that's
Ricky
who
Swann.
That
was. Stop looking at me, Swan.
I'm not Swan. I make the hair. I get the 1, 2, 3. I job out 2K. I make the hair shiny and smooth. I go on first.
Right. If there were communication at AEW, then Khan would have known one of his employees flashed a piece on someone in traffic, or he did know and just didn't care. And no, Daniel, you're way off base, man. Mm-hmm. And I highly recommend this to yourself and anyone else. And I mean this respectfully, not insulting, but do some reading, do some research before publicly stating somewhat ignorant opinions. Tony Khan was aware of what happened, but at the time of the booking, he probably didn't know, because you know what? Cash didn't know what it was going to lead to. We have no idea what the story is. We have no idea the outcome. We have no idea if the man did anything. So you
have no idea as to what actually happened. Like, I know we often speculate and percolate on things and everything like that, and you give our best guesstimate. But it's one of those of don't quote things as fact unless you know them to be factually accurate.
Yeah. Just again, it's always from a negative standpoint of like, they suck, this happened, and you're like, that didn't happen though.
You don't know the full fucking situation.
Like, yeah, don't worry, we got you, big dog.
A little bit of a certain vintage.
Swan.
Goose Swan, yeah. Honk and Goose.
We got a barn burner of a collision tomorrow. Willow Nightingale against the Renegade Sister, John Silver and Alex Reynolds.
We got
everyone who's not in English.
We got Goose Swan in the main event versus CM Punk.
Yo, Jack Perry retires the FTW belt at Collision?
What the fuck? You can't do that when you're supposed to defend it the next fucking night.
Okay, wait a minute. So they were going to do like an all-star 8-man tag, were they not? But now it's a 6-man tag? I had to change my thumbnail. What is that? What is that about?
Bro, I don't know.
Ricky Swan. Ricky Swan.
Ricky Swan.
That's the Canadian Rick.
Yeah. That's the that's the Indianapolis Jones.
Yeah, right.
Swans. Why are you dressed like a goddamn bumblebee? Why do you look like Indianapolis Jones?
There you go. What can I say? KJ Spirit of 76 in the house. There, man.
That's a good vintage of whiskey to drink.
Good vintage.
Good vintage. Good vintage.
Just like Stadium Stampede went from 12 to 10 men. Yeah, that's a true story.
Well, it was supposed to. I think you initially said you thought it might have been initially supposed to be a three-way dance, a three-man Stadium Stampede, 3 teams.
Yeah, which would have been.
And it was it was supposed to be that, and then people couldn't make it, and people got injured and everything.
Yeah, we're down to 5. I really thought maybe Daniel Bryan, but don't rule him out.
What was supposed to be
Excalibur just rambles, and again, he's not great at it. For like the last 5 minutes on all the matches that are happening at All Out, and then he has to transition. Sorry, All In. Then he has to transition to All Out. Oh, by the way, Hobbs and Miro at All Out. We're like, well, okay.
Bro, I was gonna say it's a little bit at times of like when we're trying to mention of how many streams we're covered of. We'll be here for Tuesday night NXT, Wednesday night Dynamite, Thursday night Impact, Friday night SmackDown.
Well, that's where I laugh. Where we're like, hey folks, we're gonna do giant marathon stream. We're gonna cover, fucking AEW, WWE. We're gonna cover it all. Oh, what about this indie show? You're like, shit. We're trying.
Right.
DMD and Shakira, I almost said. Shira. Hakura Shira.
Shakira.
Look at Damien, you're screwing me up. But he wants DMD.
Is Tony Storm just gearing up to be in a tag team with Lacey Evans and just do, kind of like the blonde bombshells?
Right.
Like,
she's doing great.
The Bugle Boy from Company B type fucking tag team.
Right. No, she's doing excellent, dude. And to me, she's separating herself from the group.
Well, that's a Marilyn Monroe to climb over.
No, it really isn't. I think this whole.
That's the point. That's the joke.
Right. Like, yeah, let's get out of the outcast.
Yeah, she's the outcast of the outcast. Does that make you a normie?
A normie. Norm, yes.
Norm.
These 3 look like.
Hey, I was gonna just side tangent of this is 100% the Wrasslin channel where everybody knows your name,
and we're always glad you came.
Right. Pause.
I didn't write the song.
You said it though. You said it.
It's true.
Even more pause.
Oh, fuck.
Sheeta and DMD coming out right now, and DMD looks like she could give a fuck less.
She always has like, I'm here for the paycheck of a face on.
Well, she's also allegedly, supposedly, reportedly banged up as well, which, well, when you only have a 5-woman women's division and you're 1, 2, and 3 on that, you tend to get banged up pretty fast. Like, when's the last time? Britt Baker has a bit of the Charlotte Flair issue of when she's had a big feud that didn't revolve around the title.
Mm-hmm. Britt and Sheeta for the win. This match is the 4th week in a row. The women's match has a main evented a Rampage or a Dynamite lately.
Interesting shout. I didn't even fully realize it was the main event. I was going to bring up, how do you feel? And it's interesting enough that we're getting the first All In coming straight to DVD, straight to your local Walmart, $5 bin, just in time for the second coming, the Woodstock of All In.
It's interesting because I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's something that would be cool if they were putting it on like the Honor Club or some type of service where you
that's your
access
0 hour.
Yeah, maybe. No.
Well, that'd be a hard. You just air it for free on your YouTube channel.
Right.
Here I am telling AEW how to run their YouTube channel, but
I did read actually the affidavit of the arrest report. Granted, great. They were both pretty clear. So pump your brakes on and referring to someone as ignorant when they actually research the matter. Well, that's what I'm encouraging you to do is research the matter. And at the end of the day, again, we don't know what's going to happen, and it's not affecting the card. It's not affecting his travel. So as of right now, I mean, we're in the clear. I don't think it was a matter of fact, but I don't think anybody, and especially Tony, fucked up in this case. It's just life happens. So yeah,
where are all these people coming down on Jeff Hardy when he's sitting there getting pulled over, thinking he was coming from North Carolina and was in North Carolina, getting pulled over in Florida in a Jacksonville Jaguars shirt for blowing fucking twice the legal limit when he didn't have a license to begin with?
Right. But Britt's on the apron taking a butt off to the floor.
Pause.
It's Britt
Statlander coming out.
Oh,
disqualification.
Are we getting Stat and Ruby?
Well, no, Ruby's not involved in the match, so.
Yeah, are we getting Stat and Ruby at some point?
You mean Stat and the Grinch? On that day, her heart grew 3 sizes.
Wasn't her heart.
Ooh.
Well, this comment kind of, there you go, in line with what you're thinking.
These 3 look like Oscar the Grouch is there, Pip.
Damien's got picture-in-picture. I got picture-in-picture.
Yeah, there
we go. The match rolls on, folks. We're seemingly about 10 minutes away as we're rolling to the end of AEW Rampage. We're back tomorrow for AEW Collision, and then we're here all day Sunday, and then all week long, an insane week on the channel. Stacked. We're here for all our usual shows. If it's wrestling, we're watching it. And then, of course, Saturday, we got Payback. Sunday, we got All Out. And then back at it again the following week. The shit don't stop. We got more things up our sleeves, more things coming your way. Make sure you click that little bell. You never know when we're going to be throwing more content up for you guys. And check out all the links.
Right. What part of North Dakota are you from? Are you Fine Bear? I believe he's from Maine. Not to expose anything, but Applebee's wants me to jump for their wings. To jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
right now I could jump on some wings for sure.
Pause the fuck.
Hey now. Come on.
I mean, I ain't gonna deny it. I'm just not gonna say it in that phrase. But do we see anything announced? Do we see anything changed? Do we see anything added to All In between Wednesday and Sunday?
What did we say? The current count of matches is 11?
11.
I think that Tony likes a pocket of 14.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Will the potential longer matches of like a stadium stampede refrain from going?
Well, and I think there are matches that are going to happen that they could be a quick, hop, skip, and a jump that he's not going to announce until they happen that day.
Yeah, and I also think there might, well, then like I said, we could get that surprise moment. Like I said, even like Jarrett comes out, starts shitting on the fans. Great.
What about Captain Insano? He shows no mercy.
What?
I said, what about Captain Insano? He shows no mercy.
Let's talk. We can talk about this quickly. Why? Is my only thought of like, what the fuck? Why?
They were entertaining Goldberg versus Ryback. So let's not. The impossible is not possible.
Captain Insano.
He showed no mercy.
Is Bobby Boucher coming to wrestle him? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Give me Captain Insano versus Adam Sandler at Wembley.
Biggest fucking wrestling show in the history of wrestling, and you are going to book Captain fucking Insano.
CW. We had fucking Jimmy the King in WCW.
Right.
We literally took a gimmick out of Ready to Rumble and made it in WCW. So 100%. As much as this is trying to be positive and everything. WCW.
But yeah, I just like people were passing it around and some people were like, oh my God, this would be great. And no part of me is like, yeah, we should do this. That's like something you would do on a Friday, on a Saturday, maybe. Or a Wednesday. Like, why are we doing this at Wembley? Like Chris Jericho says, this is our WrestleMania. Then book it like a fucking WrestleMania.
Bro, that's why he's having Fozzy show up and perform there. But anyways, I just like the chat here of no, that's high quality H2O. Crown him, King. Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Gatorade.
This is my favorite part.
Captain Sano versus the biggest Santa from Jingle All the Way. Yes, yes. Where he threw Vern Troyer like a fucking baseball.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of a British equivalent, like Captain Insano takes on, I don't know.
You can't say like giant haystacks or anything. They're
No, I don't think I don't.
Peas.
Like, are they gonna bring out James Bond? What like? Why are we bringing out Captain Insano? Right? Who's eyes
him versus Pierce Brosnan?
Captain Insano versus Grado. Best booking ever.
No, shit.
Grado does all his dancing and stuff.
What they would do is Captain Insano versus Tyson Fury.
That's it. I was trying to think of what I needed a British big man. There you go.
Absolutely. Think about it. This man got more pyrotechnics than fucking every Saudi show in the recent memory.
Yeah.
He comes out there at Wembley Stadium and it's Tyson Fury. And he sits there and he body slams Captain Insano. Or he hits there and right shot and just ends it. Puts his lights out. 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm thrilled that this company that kind of like, to me, Tony and AEW were like defibrillators to wrestling. And they kind of woke the fuck up, like woke a lot of people up, including myself. And I'm really impressed. And I said it at the time when they announced it. They're not booking Wembley. Oh, fuck, they did book Wembley. Ballsy. And it was ballsy. And then he sold more tickets than anybody anticipated, including myself. Ballsy. But again, I think it just...
Now, that becomes the question. Is it based solely on AW? Or is it based on a fuck you Vince mentality? Or I'm of the mindset that it's a little bit of both. But
real go.
No, I was just gonna say, but it comes down to it's more that than anything that he's booked, anything that he does creatively as a booker, as anything as far as controlling the on-screen narrative. That's more. It's become the counterculture and the fuck you Vince movement. Like I said, this is Woodstock in the sense of it's more you don't want to miss it for sake of missing out on the experience versus what the acts that are lined up to perform.
Mm-hmm. But I agree with that. But at the end of the day, in my head, if I was in Tony's shoes, the biggest FU to Vince and or WWE is not only book Wembley, sell Wembley to Max, which they pretty much have, and then deliver. Have a show that people are talking about for years. That anything that you do, like, oh my God, did you see WrestleMania 40? Bro, wasn't as good as Wembley. That's what you should do. That's what you should be aiming for.
Well, 100%. I think that's what everybody should be aiming for. It's whether they can fucking fully deliver is the biggest question there.
Fair enough.
Because
this is wow. Sorry, dude.
Super kick party.
If you wanted to watch women practice wrestling, this would be the match to do. It's listen, anybody watching this Rampage match right now, don't see how fucking clunky and or unorganized this all looks.
Hey, don't worry, we're gonna see this in front of 90,000 people in about a couple days here, and it's gonna look the same fucking way.
Yeah, Sarai, not good. Later, Boston. I saw that last minute there. And if you're still here, if you can still hear us, have a good night. Thank you for being here. This is nastier than a truck stop bathroom. Pause.
How do you know?
Shaq for Satnam Singh.
A little piece of change.
There you go. Shaq for Satnam Singh. That is not a
whose knees break first match. What?
Ooh.
I'll take my money on Shaq. Shaq's winning that one.
Right. I have no faith in Singh. Braun Strowman was in the Will Ferrell Sherlock Holmes movie. There you go.
I could be brown. I could be blue. I could be.
Another 2 count. Saraya is not good. Rumor about Wembley. That's not a rumor. He's out. Christian Cage is in.
Yeah.
Oh, Bray. DMD pulling her glove out.
A spray paint literally right behind the referee. As she super kicked the spray paint can out of her. Sheeta blind shots getting DMD with an elbow. Rampage 1, 2, 3, because we're at the top of the hour and we've got to end it. Anyone else notice that they had the red ropes because we've got
that finisher looks shit. How to fall down with another woman on in your arms like that was not, dude. She's gonna win on Wembley, dude. I'm telling you, she's gonna win. She got the pin tonight. She's gonna win, man. They're setting this shit up, and man, she's not good. She's not what she used to be.
They who get the win before the pay-per-view ultimately lose at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, you might be right, Bez. Tony and Saraya having a bit of a tug of war right now.
Tony's going to be, honestly, if I'm not right with Sheeta, Tony's going to be the one that wins it.
If I was booking it, it's Tony 100%. I'll be very happy if Tony wins it. I think that Khan's booking style is like, no, we'll go for that. You know, people will be happier if Saraya gets it.
Am I bad and not to sound offensive, but this match is not going to be good on Sunday.
I don't want to hurt feelings. But
no, it's just
no. I mean, fuck.
No, respectfully, just no. And it's not. It has nothing to do with anything that people are going to preconceive on it. It's literally more of just there's no build, there's no fucking traction to any of this. It's just it's such a fucking clunky mess.
And again, it's not like those. All right, these four women are like, listen, we're main eventing Rampage. It's our chance to get everyone jazzed about our match, and they come out and it's flat. It's meh. It's not well organized. It's not well delivered. And I really do think people. Everybody was so in love with Britt Baker as the queen of AEW in the first couple of years. I think people overlook at how much she seems to be struggling in the ring.
Charlotte Flair. And I'm not saying that Charlotte Flair exactly struggles in the ring right now fully, but it's one of those of because initially they got the jetpack strapped to them that no matter what, you kind of just have that weird taste in your mouth pause when it comes to watching them in the ring and everything like that. It just there's that weird kind of tinge to it.
I don't feel that way at all about Charlotte. I think Charlotte came into her own. I think she is solid. I think Britt is like Britt.
Yeah, but she's supposed to be a babyface. She's kind of a heel.
What does that have to do with their ability to wrestle? I'm a little
confused. Saying specifically on their ability to wrestle.
That's what we were talking about.
Fair enough.
Have you seen the report that Bray Wyatt last appearance was with Uncle Howdy? In fact, the person under the character was Bo Dallas. True story.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here, by the way, Temple. His last appearance. Yeah, it's amazing. It worked out well. Grant chanting, thank you, Bray. Outstanding. Dude, I was totally thinking Mr. Bean, but I thought he was too small. But yeah, that would be
because he is.
Right?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. No.
Well, I mean, if you can have Captain Insano, you can have Mr. fucking Bean. What's the difference? Actually, Mr. Bean is more of a celebrity than Captain Insano.
Yeah, but Mr. Bean's also got him by about 20 to 30 years and everything else, and hasn't ever taken a bump.
But it wouldn't be. Are you being serious about the booking?
No, but I'm saying if you're gonna have,
we're not gonna real
man. Gonna have Paul White out there and sit there and choke
as Captain Insano.
Either way, and choke slam probably 60-year-old Mr. Bean.
I think it was a funny.
That man's gonna turn into dust.
Yeah. 7.5 out of 10 on Rampage. You get him a 7.5, Bobby. That's bold. 5 out of 10. That's more accurate. That's generous too, but I'll give it a 5. Nobody cares. Hopefully this ends the outs. No, it's not the end of them. Maybe All In, but they'll go to All Out. They're not gonna. They never end shit quick.
Unfortunately.
Right. What's the update on Hater? I don't know.
Still injured. Good
night, Emo. Take it easy. Thank you for being here. The original Adams family. Nice big dog. What did I miss? Oh, that's creepy. It's kooky, mysterious, and spooky. They're all together, fluky. The AEW, what? Not bad, not bad. I'll be watching NWA 75 tomorrow. See ya there and AEW Collision. Sounds good, Bobby. Have a good night. And I think that's last call on these, folks. But a crazy night in wrestling, a crazy Friday. We got a crazy weekend ahead, another crazy week. It's going to be fun, folks. So make sure you're dialed in. And we thank you all for being here again tonight. Bit of an emotional roller coaster, Nick, but we kind of made it through it.
Oh, absolutely. Last comments?
A 3 out of 10. Later, if Tessa Blanchard didn't do what she did or said she would improve AEW, yeah, but I mean, you can't have
she
one
fucking did it, so
yeah, you can't have one without the other. That's the problem. I was only watching a few episodes the other day. Still, there you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Bray. We'll leave on that note. With that, the door is closed. Final call. As soon as I find my button, I'm getting out of here.
Well,
but that's it. Check all the links. Click all the buttons. Come back tomorrow.
Remember, Fireflies, always light the way. All you have to do is let me in.
That's it. Thank you, Bray. See you on the flip side. Have a good night. Thank you.